right. What the heck is going on, everybody? We've got the semi-finals. I said that in a weird way. The semi-finals of the GSL. Dark up here at the top left side of the map. Cure in the bottom right side. And our following semi-final after this will be Maru against Creator. And then the grand finals, the winner of both of those matches. And it's all being played in one night. I'm casting this the following morning, about 12 hours after it was played, as I have done for the entire season. So I'm thinking, just for the simplicity of viewership, we're probably going to throw this up as one big giant video. And that way, hopefully it obscures how long the first two matches are. But also, you know, just allows people to watch it at their own pace. I know some people are going to want to watch the whole thing or skip right to the finals. And other people, later on in the video, other people are going to want to, you know, watch it piece by piece. And they can, you know, just come back, go to your watch history on YouTube and watch the same video. And often YouTube's pretty good as well about trying to show people like, hey, man, you were watching this video, you want to finish watching it. So it is going to be a long one, I would imagine, but we'll see how we go. Now, Cure has a massive underdog position for Team Liquid, whereas Talon's Dark is just so clutch at not dying and bringing himself back from bad positions. Cure can definitely take maps off him. He's likely to take a map, but winning the entire series, to me, seems very unlikely. I've been very bullish on my predictions, saying Dark will crush Cure, Maru will crush Creator, Dark, Maru, Grand Finals, Maru likely to win. That's what my prediction is. Here at the start of the day, I've kept myself spoiler-free. I have no idea what happens in the games. We'll see if Cure can change that story, and I'd be very excited if he could, because Cure is one of the best TVT and TVP world players in the world. He is so good at those matchups, but his TVT, his Terran vs Zerg is such a big weakness. And he's fine if he's playing a normal Zerg player, but the moment he's playing Raynor, Serral, Dark, or Rogue, Cure looks like he just doesn't quite have the answers to these players. He doesn't quite have the ability to beat them in the later stages. And I talked to Raynor about this. I was like, is it just me? Or am I being too harsh as a commentator when I say Cure can't really hold a candle to any of the top Zergs right now? Like, it's his big weakness, and he just can't keep up. And Raynor said, yeah, no, that's right. He said, Cure will play really well for like 10 minutes of a game, but then he'll just not be looking and lose 20 or 30 Marines to Banelings. And the other top Terrans just don't ever make that mistake. And I was like, okay, yeah, that's kind of what I felt from watching his games, but to hear it from the players who play him, who have a real deep feeling for what it's like, definitely reinforced that. Where when Q is able to just do a drop here, poke in somewhere else, do one thing at a time, or two things at a time, but he's the one picking where and when they happen, he can handle it. The moment the game gets messy, which we know Dark's very good at making the game messy, that's when Q struggles. So there's an argument Q's best bet is to go to late game. The upside of that is that Dark hasn't looked very good in late game, like end game especially. Like early late game, Dark's alright, but end game, Dark's pretty weak at. Dark never forward mines the enemy's bases, just not part of his game, and he's just not as crazy efficient. Problem, a year or two ago, back on the Waterfall map pool, Cure played a lot of games, late games versus Dark, didn't win a single one. He just could not beat Dark on that map pool, even when it felt like he had a slightly better composition. Those Broodlords would just rip him to shreds. Now that being said, the Broodlords are weaker now. But I definitely am looking at this from the point of view of what can Cure do to upset Dark. It's going to be Reacted Factory Hellions coming in here behind the third command center. Super fast. Double engineering bay before even building a tech lab on the barracks. What the? Cure is aiming for a very fast 2-2. Normally you go second and third barracks, then double engineering bay, guys. And you'd have a stim making way beforehand. But he is going to go for those 1-1 upgrades very early. Meanwhile, Roach and 2 more gases on the way, which means Roach Ling. It's a Ravager Ling attack. So Dark's going to go for a very aggressive build order. This should hard counter what Q is doing. And I think this is a free win in terms of build orders for game one. Not the most hype thing you guys want to hear. We'll see how... You never know how the cookie crumbles, right? If Q can see the Roaches moving out, get 2 bunkers up, mass repair, get a few more Marines and Marauders in there, that'd be good. But the thing is, with only 1 barracks, no starport, can't build a Banshee, he's only got the factory. I mean, this is just Dark picking the right build, maybe studying his opponent, knowing what he has planned. 9 Roaches are on the way. Q has no idea what's happening. He's got no more production. Finally, he's going to build a reactor on that. Second and third barracks going down, but they're not going to have a chance to really build any units by the time those Roaches arrive. Firstling on the right side, Hellion does see it. Q is doing a good job of trying to deny the map vision. I've played Cure a lot in weekly tournaments as Zerg, and I've tried to cheese him many times, and normally he's very good at spotting these things. There we go. Good job, good job. He's super safe with his Hellions. He's going to pull back, build a bunker. Do we see a second bunker? I think he needs a second bunker, guys. He doesn't have the ability to build it. He's building 1 Marine at a time because he's building add-ons with everything else. Oh my gosh, he just has nothing going for him. If this doesn't work for Dark, then I don't think this would have worked versus any build ever, because this is the worst possible setup for Kua to be defending it. Does get himself a Roach. Probably a good trade for a Hellion, but you need to keep the rest of those Hellions alive. Only one bunker is crazy. 600 minerals in the bank. Kua's in massive trouble. He's only now starting a second bunker. Zero respect for this push. And I think Dark's going to punish him very hard. He's just waiting for these Ravages, waiting for the Mass Ling. Kua, he's building 3 Marines at a time. Stim's almost done. 1-1 is almost done. But Dark is hitting just before all of those crucial upgrades kick in. Mass Repair is good. The Hellions roasting the Zerglings. Hellions roasting the Zerglings. Mass Repair was good. If there was a second bunker, he might have held. If there was a second bunker and a third bunker, he definitely could have held. But only one bunker, not enough. And now he is taking massive damage, and it looks like Dark will indeed get a very easy victory in Game 1. I actually believe that Creator has a better chance versus Maru than Kua does versus Dark, by the way. Just to throw that out there. This is a matchup where Dark has this unkillable aura in this matchup, and Kua, on the other hand, has a bit of a problem with the matchup. So we're going to see how it goes. This is obviously just a build order victory. Kua took a bit of a gamble. Dark happens to pick one of the very few builds that would have punished it. This is not something you can get too upset about as a Kua fan. As long as Dark doesn't headbutt up the ramp and throw his army away, and to be fair, that might just win the game. Mules are dropping on the third base, which he's floated out. He's pulling back from the ramp. He's going to need to use SCVs to buffer. Lings are in the mineral line. All these Marines are so wounded. No medevacs. There's no starport out, guys. The Bile's ranging him right now. Oh, those Lings behind the mineral line got roasted. I don't think the Roach Ravager needs to force their way in here, but Dark realizes, you know what? I'm far enough ahead. I can take a bit of a messy fight. I've got the numbers. And any trade here is probably going to be a good trade. The Hellions, the Marines, the Stim's running out. They just don't have any hit points. I mean, you've even got Barracks dying here. This is game over and lights out in Game 1 of the semifinals. Because his mules are mining on the left, that's why Q is still in this game. Sorry, guys. I thought I timed that GG perfectly. I was like, he's 100% about to GG as I say that. You could tell I kind of just left it hanging because I was like, I am confident on this one. But there we go. There we go. All right. What's up, Dark? Now with a very quick advantage. Kua just getting the worst end of the build orders there. Unfortunate. That's just it. You gamble on greed. He gambles on aggression. Turns into scissors, paper, rock. When you both don't try to play safe and scout and react, you're both like, I'm going extreme greed. I'm going extreme aggression. That really was, you know, Kua tried to go rock and Dark went paper and just wrapped him up nice and easy. Barracks cast goes down for Kua. Looks like he's going to go for a more standard, most likely 2-Rax Reaper build order. Back to the standard that is the modern day TVZ. Kua's got some really good follow-ups to this as well. Sometimes Banshees, sometimes he goes just for that Hellbat timing. Sometimes he just goes Hellion Lib off the back of it. He had that going for a long time there. Spawning pool. But why? Oh, it's the gasless build. Okay. I was like, what is Dark doing? Dark's doing his gasless build, guys. Third hatchery, you can technically defend from 2-Rax Reaper on this map, I believe, because it's close enough. But you don't need to in this scenario. So he's just checking for a, 2-Rax Marine proxy or anything like that, making sure nothing too crazy. And he'll go back and take that third base right about now. It's a bit late, Dark. Dark, you're going to be at like 400 minerals by the time you get there, man. Not the best optimization, but I guess Dark was prioritizing checking for proxies over getting the hatchery down. It is what it is. And yeah, he was at 375 when he gets the hatchery down. It's not the biggest deal. Gonna be mining as much minerals as he can. Guys, for these early trips, rather than long distance mining, you're better off stacking those on these far patches for 1 or 2 trips and then transferring them. Small optimization. I've seen Rainer start doing that. Good to see Rainer paying attention to that detail. Something Dark I don't think we'll ever care about, though. Efficiency and Dark are like oil and water. They do not mix. Not until he's in a clutch game where he's miles behind in the mid to late game, and that's when Dark switches on his ultimate unit efficiency brain. He just doesn't lose anything. This is the Queen's building in the natural first, not the main. So the Lings kind of have to defend. Already 1 Zergling kill. Good start for Kua. Question is, how much does Kua commit to the hatchery? That for me is the big question. And also, does Dark immediately spread a Creep Tumor here? I feel like if he goes Creep Tumor here on the natural straight away, that's pretty good. Reaper goes in, another Zergling goes down, another 2 Zerglings go down. Queen's coming up in, no Creep Tumor yet. Interesting, he's trying to trap the Reapers, that's why. Oh, skipping the Creep Tumor, worth it as that Reaper just gets floated. to the top of the ocean. Nicely done. One Reaper already down for just 3 Zerglings. Good hold so far. Oh my god, Kua's going to play Greed. Okay, so Kua has chosen how he's playing this series. Unfortunately for him, the Overlord sees it straight away. Luckily, though, it's fine. You can get away with it. Because remember, with this build, Dark doesn't have Ling Speed. He drops a gas reactively. That's a reactive gas. He normally wouldn't take a gas this early. He's done that because he saw the 3rd command center, and Dark wants to punish him. Honestly, it's half-baked, though. That gas is going to take miles of time to kick in. I don't think there's actually a good punish for that 3rd command center when you play no Ling Speed. We'll see if Dark can figure something out on the fly. So he takes a 2nd gas here, though. Probably cancels that. Probably more of an extractor trick. 3rd command center, double engineering base on the way behind this guy. Still another Reaper building. This is 6 Reapers. I think he thinks he can take down the Queens, but notice how Dark's been very conservative on creep. He's got 2 Tumors, and he's saving energy for transfuse, and that's very important. 3 more Overlords building right now. Oh, he slipped the Zerglings by. I didn't even see this. Oh, very nice. The Reaper can defend this eventually, and apparently there is a punish for building that on location. Nicely done. Double engineering bay gets scouted. Oh my gosh, no secrets. No secrets at all for Kua in this series. Third command center scouted, double engineering base scouted. Reaper's going to see this and go, oh, there's an Overlord watching me this whole time, of course. Roach Warren in the back, Ling Speed is... He's just going to do Ravager Ling again! Oh my god, guys, Dark says, you know what? If you're a hammer, every problem starts to look like a nail. And right now he's decided this looks like a nail and he wants to hammer. He just wants to hit him with Ravager Ling again. Again, he wants to do the same, but it's off a higher work account, 44 drones. He just wants to go all... It's 6, only 6 roaches though. I guess he's pretty slow to get up to 3 gas. Yeah, this is not as all in, but it still needs to do pretty significant damage. Now there's 6 Marines behind it off 2 barracks. There's so little production. It's just 2 barracks Marine. So he's going to have Stim and 1-1 this time, and like maybe like 12, 13 Marines. I think he can defend. I actually think Kua can be okay against this, but Kua needs to micro very well. Like just 1 or 2 small slip-ups, getting his Reapers surrounded by Speedlings, anything like that, and I think this is terrible. Now Dark does need to start making Ravages here. He's building 5 Overlords, massive supply block. He's meant to be rallying Speedlings right now. This is going to delay his push a long time, and now this gives Kua time to get ready. 3 Ravagers morphing on the front line. Roaches are coming in. There are fresh mules on this base. Needs to pull those back. Quick, fast bunkers going down in the natural. Remember, if you lose these 2 barracks, there's no production behind it. If the Roaches and Ravagers can get rid of Stim, it's game over. If he gets rid of Stim, it's game over. Reapers come in, pick off a Zergling. He's trying to be fancy with those Reapers. Oh, gosh. He's going to lose one of them, I think. Maybe, maybe not. Moving out front, kind of crazy there. Crazy move for Kua. SCVs and mules trying to pull back. Nice pullback. Nice pullback. Unfortunately, those Marines popping on the outside. He can't lose Stim. He can't lose Stim. He cannot lose it. Good repair here for Kua, but he can't lose it. It's done. It's finished. Stim barely gets in. Bunkers do get loaded, but these barracks are going to get evicted from this position. Dark is all in. Nothing but Zerglings and Ravagers coming in. There is 1 Marine building at a time on the high ground. He's about to lose all of his Marine production on his natural. He's building a 3rd bunker, which is good. There are 17 Marines with Stim, which will gun down these Zerglings and Ravagers very quickly. He needs to keep the SCVs ready to repair. The barracks trying to pull back. Almost no army production. Dark's going to make a Baneling nest as well. He's going to continue with the all-in, and he just runs in the main. Oh my god, he biles the bunker. He one-shots it, so it can't get repaired. Runs the Lings in the main. Those Lings should try to run around if they can. Ravagers bust the bunker on the natural. The Lings do get wrecked by the Marines in the main, but the Ravagers bust the natural, and Dark making quick work of Kua here. Kua has picked Let's Surprise Dark by being exceptionally greedy, catch him off guard. Dark just calls him out 2 games in a row. First game blind, second game with the scouting of how greedy Kua was being. Just a couple slow Zerglings sneaking around the map, ruining Kua in this game. I want to show you guys that really quickly because I didn't even show it moving out because I'm dumb and didn't notice it. Check this out. Reaper's there. And the Lings just walk out. At that moment when he was going for the gas, the Lings just walk across the map, guys. And the Reapers are rallying down the right naturally on this map while the Lings just go straight through the middle. They don't even have to take a long path. And he goes straight for the wall off as well with 2 Lings. And he actually gets blocked out, but then he gets one in. Oh, that's a big mistake. Not raising that depot is so huge as well. Because if he didn't see the double engineering bay, I don't know if he goes for this. No, to be fair, he's already committed. He would have gone for it. It would have worked either way. Dark's a savage. GG, well played. All right, well, this man's on a friggin' roll right now. Just super chilled out, doing some all-ins, hanging out, just living his dark life, you know? And Cua's like, geez, what can I do, man? Because you can't play generic. You cannot play generic. That's what got Maru in trouble against Serral. It's what, you know, Cua can get to a good spot versus Dark. It's not good enough. You want to get to a very big advantage or to a position where you have a designated kill timing. Now, I would love to see an 8 racks. It's amazing on this map. We've seen Oliveira shove through this area multiple times, siege up, splay a Marine tank army from here. And obviously, if you cut off that base, you get rid of this base as well. Zerg can't really defend a third there and a fourth there very easily. And even then, they're only on 4 bases that are spread in a long line where it drops in the main, tacks down this right avenue on the left with tanks, become very hard to deal with. So I think an 8 racks would be really good. Oliveira is the cutting edge of Zerg versus Terran right now, in my opinion. And a big part of that is 8 racks. The other part is his extreme greed build. I wouldn't say his 2 racks Reaper stuff is as strong necessarily as some of the other top Korean Terrans, but those 2 extremes he's very powerful at. Third command center goes down at home, right on time. That went down about 235. Very well timed there. Ling's going to break down the rocks. Dark did not go for a creep tumor. Did he go double inject? Hatch gas pull into double inject. Okay, hello. Dark, happy to slow his creep down a fair bit here. This is very slow creep. All right, so this is going to be really interesting right now, guys. Third command center there. We've got the starport coming up. Hellions as well. Queen coming forward. Going to try and put the creep down with the next queen that pops out. Interesting. So he went double inject before creep. Wow. Very, very kind of like, I want to pump out drones focus, but that slows your creep down massively. Remember the old Raynor style a couple of years ago? By this point, he'd have creep here, here, out here. Like, he would push that creep so aggressively. And 2 racks Reaper makes it hard to do that. But this wasn't 2 racks Reaper. This was just an old 3cc build. I think Raynor might have some of the best openings in the world against a standard 3cc, you know, in terms of like straight up Ling speed into Ling Bane. Definitely a player you should keep your eye on if you guys want to optimize that early creep spread. Raynor's really big on creep control in the early mid game. Creep comes forward. Queen's going to move out to the left side. Dark's done a good job of not getting supply blocked so far. He does hit 1 now, but this is not a huge supply block. He's got, 3 overlords building, but it's not the end of the world, right? This could be much worse for him. He's going to build a Roach Warren anyway. Each time he builds a building, that frees up a little bit of supply. So we could build a few more drones right here to spend that money as he waits for these overlords to pop out. This is not an aggressive Roach Warren, just a defensive one. On the other side, Cloak starts up. Defensive Banshee, going to keep him safe against any more crazy Ravager Lings all-ins. It's dark. At this point, as Cua, you feel like, okay, he very well might just Ravager Ling 3 games in a row. I got to be careful. Lair coming up. That's going to be good because that'll counter the starport. Looks like his Overlord in the back did get taken down, or... Wait. No, it flew to the very bottom corner. And yet, despite that, just the fact that he saw the starport, he seems to be assuming Banshee. And he's correct. Wow. Just from seeing the star... Oh, you know what? Because he saw that the starport moved onto the tech lab. Because he knows that the barracks normally builds the tech lab right next to the factory. Starport builds down here. The fact that when he flew past, he saw they'd swapped. He's inferred from that. Well, it's on the tech lab. It's probably going Banshee. I got to build spores. I've already got a lair for a very fast overseer. And he's going to go quick upgrades as well. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What? He's already got double Evo at 5 minutes. Dude, Dark's build is cracked. I mean, he doesn't have a super fast fourth, but does he need it? I think he might just 1-1 Roach all in. Yeah, with how early those upgrades are, I don't know if Dark can resist doing a 1-1 Roach. Just big, big attack. He'll take a fourth base, but I don't think he drones it. I think Dark just builds a few more workers to get up to 66, and that's it. He was supply blocked there again, but he's already mostly saturated, so I don't know if it's the biggest deal. What's he missing? A little bit of gas mining on his natural, a couple workers on his third minerals. Not the end of the world. Yeah, Roach speed started as well. Fourth base will go down on the left side. Banshee's moving into the main. 3 queens and a spore. More than enough to deal with that. Oh, these queens not in position on the third. Chance for damage. 1 drone, 2 drones. Cua comes in, gets 3. Nicely done. Good move by Cua. Just in and out. Doesn't take too much damage. 5 more drones building to finish saturating the 3 bases, guys. And, oh, no, wait. He's going Infestation. Okay, Dark's going to play a longer game. So he's got very quick upgrades, but wouldn't be surprised to see melee plus 2 carapace and then a Ling Bane transition. I've criticized this transition a lot. I think Infesta is just objectively better off of this opening. Every pro disagrees with me. Happy to see it. I think a lot of them do it. There we go. That's the Baneling nest we talked about. Yeah, I think Banelings late game are really good. But I think in this middle stage with Roach Ravager, there's just that awkward point where, especially on this map, your Roach Ravager fighting over here against like a big 8-Rax gets blocked. The Ling Bane gets blocked by the Roaches. And it's an 8-Rax. It's an 8-Rax. I told you guys I want to see an 8-Rax. I mean, every single Terran. Beyond's been practicing his 8-Rax. Maru's been practicing his 8-Rax. They're all learning from Oliveira. Oliveira is actually the guy leading the Terran charge right now. Not something we thought we'd be saying a few months ago when Oliveira's results were uninspiring. We thought the world champion may be over the hill already. He went into hibernation, grinded out about 1,000 practice games, came back, and he's looking like the best DVZ player in the world. Q's going to copy it here. Nice setup on the left side. Just clears a bit of creep. Gets in, gets out. Not too bad. Not enough space for everyone in there. Is he actually going to keep dropping? I think this is just a threat. I don't think he really commits to this. Just trying to see if Dark's out of position. Keep him back there. Yep. Just forces his hand. Now, Dark's on 77 workers. This is not as greedy as Raynor likes to be in this scenario. He does have Ling Speed. Bane Speed's on the way as well. That +2 Carapace has not started up. The very early 1-1 upgrades have finished so fast, he's forgotten them. More Marines coming through the middle. He wants to clear the creep here in the Watchtower. So when he moves out with his Marine tank, he doesn't want his opponent to see it. And oh, it's triple Tech Lab 8-Rax. It's the delayed 8-Rax. It's the one with lots of Marauders. This is such a scary 8-Rax because it hits a vicious 2-2 timing. And that's even more vicious if Zerg forgets their +2 Carapace. There we go. Dark starts it. Okay, so Dark's about 30 seconds behind on the upgrade. If he forgot it for another 20 seconds, I'd say it's disastrous. As it is, there's only going to be a small window where Terran actually has the double upgrade advantage. Unlikely that Cure can force a fight in that period. Marines moving around. Ravager caught out there. 5th base on the right side. This is it. Move out timing. And notice, guys, Zerg has no idea. Dark does not scout. Him and Raynor do not overseer scout after the early stages. So he has not double-checked what's going on. He has no idea it's an 8-Rax. He's not going to know until these tanks move forward and siege up. And these tanks are going to siege over here on this right side, most likely. Very hard position to deal with. Big surround, big surround. He goes for it. He somehow knew it was coming. Dark, the crazy man, knew this move was coming. He sensed it without even seeing it. And he was somewhat ready for it. But, oh, every Bane just went down. He gets rid of the tanks, but every Bane goes down. He needs to make more Banes. Oh, he's got more Banes. He's fine. Dude, Dark gets rid of all the tanks. If he flanks from 2 sides again, goes around that left side. Having broken those rocks was huge. Breaking those rocks was actually massive. Dark was so ready for this. I had no idea. Dark always stays on a lower worker count. He's normally sitting at 75, 77 workers massing army. And it does give him the opportunity to pounce on his opponent's pushes harder than other players would. But we're getting close to that 2-2. This is scary. I actually think if Dark just pounced on it again already, it would be way better. He's waiting for Vipers. He doesn't have Adrenal Glands. He's got an Ultra Cavern starting. He's got to go. He's going to go for it before 2-2 finishes for Terran. That is big. Oh, beautiful timing from Dark to engage right now. But the Banelings aren't really connecting. This is off creep. Damn, dude. His army got blitzed there. What the heck? A lot of his supplies in Queens, drones, Roaches, Ravagers, and Vipers. Not the most army-efficient units. He needs more Banelings here. Oh, he really needs more Banelings here, but he just doesn't have them. The Banelings have not been getting any impressive connections. I once again have to reiterate, I don't know, man. On this map, I think Fungal might just be better than Banelings on this map because I've seen this so often. The Banelings just don't connect. There we go. He's going to go in one more time. One more time. The Banelings need to connect. Dark still has a massive army supply, but a lot of it's Ravagers. Those Ravagers are inflating that supply, making it look way scarier than it is. Remember, 8 Ravagers. That's 3 supply per Ravager. 21 supply of garbage. The Queens are now cleared out, so at least that's not inflating his overall supply. This hatchery on the right side going down. That isolates this other hatchery, and huge move. Kua just splitting a few Marines and Marauders is going to shut that one down. How do you engage this now? Dark goes around. That's exactly what he should have been doing from the start. Remember, Q is always going to struggle with the multitasking if you're dealing with a guy like Dark in a chaotic situation, but oh my god, he knew it was coming, and he still didn't get in position. Q leaves an opening, but he just has enough. It doesn't matter. 2-2 against 1-2. His bio does end up winning the day. He's up 25 army supply right now. Dark's going to try and break it. Banelings connecting with a few Marauders. Not bad connections, but definitely not great connections either. Bile's landing across the front line. Parasitic Bomb in the medevac, but Kua does spread it out. The Marine Marauder trying to press home the advantage, trying to get on top. Fungal, Bile landing on top. Those Infestors doing pretty well. Ultra comes in as well. Dark trying to clutch back a situation, but he's down to 3 base mining. 4th base has not been rebuilt in the top left, and that's where the problem comes from now, because the income's even though Terran's doing a 3 base all-in. You rely on having more income in these scenarios as a Zerg, because there's so much Terran rallying across that map. Even when you seem to clear up most of their army, that's most of their army that's on the front line. There's another army walking across the map every single time from that slower Terran production line. And Marine Marauder, well, medevacs are out of juice right now. Got to be careful. Very deep in the red. Libs, tanks looking good. Ultra Ravager defending, taking out a Lib. More Infestors on the way right now. Dark's trying to hang on. He's down 40 army supply. Not a great situation to be in as the Zerg. But Cure, he's out of energy. He's out of hit points. The Viper gets a parasitic bomb off. The Viper barely survives there. One Ultralisk goes down though. Viper does take out a single medevac. Only 6 medevacs on this map. Unable to heal up all of this bio. But the creep pushed back. Dark, he's got a 4th base mining in the top left, but only a few workers mining there. The bio does cop a fungal, but only a small one. Not enough units to really punish for that. Just a few Marines and a Marauder go down. Cure, still only on 3 bases. This is completely all in. No 3-3, no 4th command center started. He has to do massive damage. He's got to win this fight. And he's got the numbers. The Ultra frontline just crumbled. Wow, those Ultras disappeared. Cure comes in with a big old 8 racks and gets Dark down. That was a juicy 8 racks. Caught Dark out in that last one. Spawning pool first now for Dark on Amphion to make up for the fact that the Reaper gets across this map in about 6 seconds. It can go down here, jump down this ledge, jump up the opposite ledge on the other side, and be in the Zerg's base very early. Now, we recently saw Dark, was it Dark versus Oliveira last week? Yeah, in the weekly cup earlier this week. He went for a pool first like this, but then he also took a gas, I think even before the hatchery or right now as it started. And then he pulled 3 workers off minerals onto gas. Got a really fast link speed, did nothing with the link speed, and was just way behind. And I'm much happier. And I was saying, I'd really like to see him actually just oversaturate the minerals and prioritize getting the queens and the 3rd hatchery up and delay the gas to a bit later. So it looks like Dark is making that adjustment. I'm very happy to see that, because I was like watching that Oliveira Dark series. I was kind of like, why are we doing that in that game? I don't understand. Why do we have to play from behind? So the whole point of this guy's 4 Zergling or 6 Zergling pressure. As the Reaper hits his base, yes, he won't have much to defend. He'll just have a queen. But those 6 Zerglings will arrive. And Cure, he skipped the SCV scout. He's going to get caught off guard by it with just 1 Marine to defend. If Cure starts building a 2nd Marine rather than a reactor, that's going to be good, because it'll help him have just a bit more firepower to deal with these Zerglings as they come in. Thank you, Jutschel, for the sub. Appreciate it, mate. Reaper comes in, gets to the opposite side of the map and goes, oh, you're kidding me. SCV, quick reaction though. And he is building a 2nd Marine, which is good. Gonna pull a bunch of SCVs down with that Marine. The Reaper comes home. Interesting. Some people like to try and harass with the Reaper while handling this. But QS says, yeah, let's not make the game messy. We know our opponent is just way too good in those situations. These SCVs want to go back to mining. Dark being a nuisance, trying to grab that SCV, putting the command center. Not able to get it, but he forced a lot of workers off mining. Only loses a few of his Zerglings. This is a perfectly fine opening for Dark. It also protected his drones at home. And look at this, 3rd hatch gasless, guys. Much better follow-up than the last time we saw him do this build. Way better follow-up. Now, don't get me wrong, his link speed's going to be really late. I'm pretty sure he won't play link speed. I think he'll just go Roach War and double gas. But we'll see how he goes. Now, I was talking the other day as well about how basically, if you look at Dark's win rate, his win rate when he plays Roaches versus Terran is more than double his win rate when he plays Ling Bane. Don't get me wrong, you still need to open Ling Bane, because if they know you're opening Roaches every game, it's not as powerful. But it's kind of cool to see that he's so Roach focused in this series so far, because that's his best version of StarCraft. Dark is so good when he plays Roaches. Serral as well, right? Serral kind of has this same thing. Doesn't matter if the Terrans are beating his Ling Bane, he'll just go back to Roach play and always find a way. 3rd command center is coming up in the back. We got a Marine there on the edge. Overlord ready to sacrifice in for a scout a little bit later. Double gas goes down at 3:45. That is a very late double gas. Delaying it as much as possible to get as much mining as he can. Ooh, nice Spore Trick. Saves that drone from the Reaper. So you see he builds the Spore Crawler. Now that the Reaper leaves, he'll cancel that and go back to mining. Hiding inside a building. Single Hellion on the first wave. 2 more Hellions coming in after. Viking coming out. Not a bad move. The Overlord's starting to go in for a little bit of a flyby. An incredibly slow flyby as the blimp starts to make its way forward. Marine should see it. And indeed, we should see Kua move over there with those Marines to deny that Overlord. You'll see the Viking re-rally to make sure that does get the snipe on the Overlord, denies the map vision of Dark. Dark building 3 more Overlords here at 66. Good to realize ahead of time that he was about to get supply blocked. I gotta say, guys, I make fun of Dark's supply blocks all the time. He's been supply blocked multiple times in this series. None of them have been horrendous. None of them have been the famous Dark. I mean, there was the 82 supply block when his roaches were moving across the map. Didn't really end up slowing down his push though, right? And that was the worst of the supply blocks. These supply blocks have been pretty small for the most part, and that's good. That's a very good sign. I'm predicting a Dark versus Maru finals, but we don't know if we'll get it. Not getting supply blocked is going to be huge there. I think he can beat Creator while getting supply blocked because he's just so clutch against Protoss at finding ways to surprise them and catch them out. But Maru is a massive problem for Dark in general, but especially if Dark makes those mistakes. Now, don't get me wrong, Maru has messed up a few times in the past against Dark, but mostly in online tournaments, and international tournaments as well. Not often in GSL. GSL is Maru's comfort zone. Dark needs to bring his A game if he wants to have a chance here against him. And I mean, maybe I'm jumping ahead of myself already talking about that, but I really do feel like this is the match everyone expects. I'm sure if I pumped it into a Ligulac beforehand, it would have said 80% chance we've got Maru versus Dark finals, maybe 85%. Once you see that top 4 at least. 5 Overlords building. Just when I complimented him for not getting supply block, Dark hits a rather awkward supply block. But it's not as bad as if you're missing drone production. If you miss drone production here, then it means you're missing mining time. But if you miss army production, which is all he was about to produce, because he's already got 3 bases full of workers, that only matters if your opponent hits you and you go, oh, if I had these roaches out, I could defend, but oh, I was supply blocked. That's when a supply block hurts you on army production. Whereas any delay on workers means less mining time and your money going down. So the only real inefficiency there is lava inefficiency. Overseer's a bit slow here. Didn't build any safety spores this time. Dark's famous scouting at work once again. No vision of what his opponent's doing. Just kind of played greedy, hoping there wasn't a Banshee. Maybe thought they wouldn't be Banshees 2 games in a row. 7 drones, a very good start. Banshees over here as well, and a Viking on that left side. 9 worker kills is pretty brilliant, man. Spore Crawler will probably have to get cancelled as well. The Queens and the Overseers trying to move over. That Infestation Pit is going down for Dark. Looks like he's going to do the same transition as last game. I think he'll feel more comfortable in this map because there's more room between them. More chance to spread creep. And remember, creep is what's going to make those Banelings way more effective. As much as I love Infestors and go on and on about them, the Baneling style was especially weak on Alcyon because, and why we see it lose consistently, is just because 8-Rax is very good on that map. And that's why it's the map where I think the Zergs should be a lot more experimental in how they deal with it. But here on Amphion, it's a big push path across the map. I don't expect Kua to just 8-Rax him. I expect Kua to drop a 4th command center and a 2nd factory momentarily. 4th command center, 2nd factory, probably both out front. Tanks are building, as well as Marines. We've got a double drop down the left side. Ooh, Changeling's going to see it. Not quite, just missed it. Just missed the double drop going into the main base. There's a Queen nearby. The rest of the army is pretty far away, though. The other Queen's just moved out the front. Double drop coming in, going to focus down a Spore Crawler and potentially some more units. Could cancel on the Spore. No transfuse on the Queen. There's not that many Queens in general. There's only 5. If the Marines took those 2 Queens down, that would have severely limited Dark's ability to both spread creep, inject, and deal with future drops. Banshees on the right side. Could poke in. That damaged Spore isn't really enough to defend this whole mineral line. I mean, the Banshees could even fight the Spore Crawler if they really want to. It is going to be Roach Ravager, Ling, Infestor into Lurkers this time. Dark does like Infestors if he's playing Lurkers, and that makes sense because you're skipping that whole melee tech path. You don't want to upgrade the Banelings. You're not going to use them. Clearing the creep on the left side. Nice moves with these Marines. Banshees pull back, and then they go back in. Very nice play here by Kua. Gets himself 2 more drones on that side as well. Is he going 8-Rax 3 base again? Oh my, he is. He's doing the exact same build as last game, guys. Kua says, you know what? Ravager Ling, if it ain't broke, don't fix it for you. Guess what? 8-Rax, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Let's do that. But this time he's up against Viper Lurker. Vipers are going to be amazing at blinding, clouding, and abducting tanks. Infestors, even though there's only 2 of them, might get a 2nd fungal ready by the time the attack fight starts, which means 4 fungals against the Marine Marauders, massive. And if he gets Lurkers morphed as well, that'll be huge. Lurker Rangers on the way. Only about 50 seconds until that upgrade's done. No way will Kua be able to force a push by then. Zergling scouting around. Hasn't seen a 4th base. He's got a Changeling out front. If Dark can see the move out, that would be huge. Marines on the right side clearing the creep. Hard to defend this 5th base out on that left flank. But at least Dark, if he gets a wedge driven between him, can move over there. Dark doesn't have any numbers right now. Dark is down 25 army supply. He's trying to make lurkers. They're not ready yet. He needs to get forward and slow this push down. Fungal. Oh, big Fungal. Okay. Tank sieging, though. Good pullback. I think that was a really mature pullback by Dark. Still has 3 Fungals available. Vipers are there. Lurkers are almost ready. Oh, man. Infesta Lurker is actually so good as well. I like the patience here from Dark. Burrow. He's going to burrow those Lurkers. He's going to burrow them. Lurker range isn't quite ready. Abducts. Abducts on the tanks will be game-ending. Abducting a siege tank is massive. Tries to get another one, but the Vipers. Blinding Clouds go down. Fungals across the front line. Fungal, Blinding Cloud, Lurker combo. Cure trying to man mode it, but he doesn't have tanks in range. And that was a pretty costly fight for Cure. Yeah, I mean, Dark's actually lost a lot more resources. He did lose both Vipers. He's still got 6 Lurkers, lots of Roaches. Dude, actually, this is going good. Cure might be able to break him. Cure might be able to break him. 2 tanks in range now. 3rd one comes in. 1 siege tank does fall. The Lurkers in the back line doing a lot. Big Lurker volley on the right side. The Bio was already wounded, and a lot of it just died. I want to see that Bio work around the right side, but look at this. Now Biles and Lurkers taking out Medivacs and tanks alike. If some Marines were in that middle line on the right side, he could at least put a bit more pressure on Dark's gas income. On the left side, Banshee's managed to cancel that hatchery over there. The Bio trying to dart in and out, gets himself a Lurker. Nice move for Cure. He's still got himself a few siege tanks here, but remember, this is an incredibly committed push against a guy building Lurkers. Lurkers are a fantastic defensive siege unit. So many damaged Medivacs. 2 more Medivacs go down to the Hydralisks. There are currently 5 Lurkers, 12 Hydras. Losing the Vipers was a bit of a travesty, but a Banshee goes down there as well. Dark managing to push him back, hanging on by a knife's edge in this game. Cure still has a very scary push. I like the idea of rotating to the left, but those Queens are so tanky, using most of their transfuse energy to stay alive. Lurker comes forward. Hydra's coming forward. It feels like Cure might not have enough DPS in here. The Marines and Marauders are starting to get overrun. These 2-2 Hydras against the 2-2 Bio, but nope, the Marauders stand strong. The Lurker goes down, as well does the Creep Tumor on the left side, but there's no tanks anchoring this. This is still a very close game. I do wonder, do you transition from here as Cure, or do you just keep going all in? I think he could transition into a 4th command center, 2nd factory, and try to do some drops, right? Try to drop around the left, drop around the right side, be a bit more of an annoying player to deal with. But he lost both Banshees. He's lost his drop on the left side as well, or at least the drop from there came back to join up on the right side. Still 7 Medivacs up in this game. He's going to go for that drop I talked about. Sending a few too many Medivacs to the left, though. There we go. Mass Lurker coming in, more Queens being built. Creep has not been respread. There we go, it's being respread on the far right side now. Hasn't really spread it down the back door. Obviously, Dark's focus is elsewhere. Hatchery gets cancelled, nice moves. You can see the Overlord Scout flying past. So Dark was trying to get some vision over here. He was aware that this could happen. A couple Marines and Marauders do go down, nice surrounds. But good pick up there. You don't really want to chase to this side. I like this, breaking these rocks. The moment you want to take this base, guys, you have to break these rocks so you can freely rotate from right to left of the map. It's a lot of Lurkers and a Spore. We don't have any Vipers out. 2 Vipers are about to pop, though. And, wait, what the hell? Cure's building Ghosts. Guys, Cure's building Ghosts in 3-3 and not a single command center. All right, this is Cure's solution. Remember I said Cure can't keep up in the multitasking? Cure's decided, look, I might not be able to keep up with these guys in the multitasking. I'm just going to go all in. I am going to go, even though I have to transition to Ghosts and stuff, I'm going to get Ghosts, Vikings for the Vipers, Ghosts to help deal with the Spellcasters and the Vipers, and I'm going to do it that way. I'm just going to stay on 3 base and try to kill you. Yes, he started the 4th command center, but it is so late. 13-minute 4th command center starting. I mean, this is basically just a prolonged 3 base attack for Cure, and he's doing pretty well with it. It's giving him enough army to keep Dark in his corner, keep the momentum up. And as long as Q is the one pressuring Dark, it feels like they're very evenly matched. I fear, though, that now that the Nidus Worm's up, the moment that Nidus Worm decides to pop in the main, we're going to have 10 Lurkers pop out, and Cure is going to fall apart very quickly. I could be wrong. Cure does not have a fantastic long-term setup. He's up to 6 Ghosts, more of them are building. Ghosts are a soft counter to Lurkers. I say soft counter because they need scans, they need an immense amount of micro. And if the Zerg's good at using fungal and supporting units, it doesn't really deal with those Lurkers very well. Tanks are the better answer, but there's only one factory building tanks. Bio pulling to the left side. Ghosts are, of course, a more flexible unit, though. More well-rounded, and very good against spellcasters with those EMPs. Marine Marauder going around the right side. Cure. I mean, he's such a good player, right? Even though I always feel bad giving him those bad chances at the start of a series saying he's a massive underdog, but like, I mean, you can see he's so capable of playing such a good game. Oh, here we go. This won't work. This won't work for Dark. Dark's got to be careful. Tank Ghost in the middle. Good pullback for Dark. Good pullback, yeah. Does he go hold fire? No, they're not on hold fire yet. You can see in the bottom right, there is a kind of graphic if they're on that setting. There's a little hold fire kind of symbol. +3 range, +3 carapace is on the way. Ghost coming forward. Snipey snipes. A couple lurkers do get sniped down. Nice moves. Ooh, a few more. No scan. If he scanned, he would have been able to finish those snipes. He lost vision when they burrowed. Vikings on the left side looking for any drops over there, as well as Overlords coming in to spot for Nidus Worms. No tanks up here. From what I said, Ghost can kind of deal with them, but tanks are better. He's got a tank or two there. Definitely needs those tanks to inch forward, but the Vipers are going to be problematic. Those Vipers, if they can abduct the tanks, that could be massive. Terran doesn't have a lot of vision. He scans. Oh, he doesn't get the EMPs down. A couple Ghosts get abducted. A couple Ghosts do fall there. To be fair, the Vipers went down, though. Mass Lurker Hydra Link. Dude, Dark's income isn't that great. If he loses another base, this could be a problem. Oh, no, Cure. I mean, if Cure drops on top and scans and kind of comes in from multiple sides, then that can work. Nice drop, but at the same time as he kills that hatchery, on the left side, he gets Nidus Worms. He does deny it, though. Great moves by Cure. Cure is playing such a good game. Cure just needs that 4th command center so badly, though, because his main base is dry. You can see in his mineral income, Cure's main is dry, his natural's half gone. If he doesn't get a 4th base fully established, he's in big trouble. And these lurkers are just denying it. It's so hard, even with Ghosts. You know, people tell you, Ghosts hard counter lurkers. And I'm like, well, look at this, guys. How are lurkers able to just sit there this whole time and not deal with it? Now, obviously, part of it is scans. He doesn't have a lot of scans. The other part is you got to run into vision and range of the lurkers to land a snipe. If they've got vision, they will hit you and it will cancel your snipe. So you kind of need to catch them when they're not looking. Tanks and Ghosts trying to deal with this. Finally pulling back as Dark, but he already got a massive amount of denied mining time. This is fantastic. Okay, Lurker on that right side. Depot taking big damage. Oh, Bio on the right side as well. Bio trying to pick up and pull back. Hydraling moving forward. Oh my god, this is it. This is it. This is the play. This is the play. Okay, you're going to stop me getting a Nidus Worm? No worries. I'm going to go for a 10 Lurker drop, Mother Trucker. Couple Lurkers in the middle. They get caught out, but guess what? That's a scan. Guys, he's only got no scans. He's dead. He's got 2 scans available. He can't scan everywhere the Lurkers are. Lurkers on the left, he's only got 2 scans left, guys. Lurkers are in the main base. He's got 2 scans. He's got to use those to deal with 10 Lurkers in his main. There's Overseers behind that base. Lurkers on the left do get cleaned up. These Lurkers doing massive damage. Libs are going to get on top, but he's already used 1 scan. He's only got 1 left, and it's on this orbital, which may have to lift up. He's very low on scans right now. Attack on the right side. Hydras do get cleaned up. More Lurkers and Hydras coming in from that right side. They're going to try and deal with this Bio. Overseers are getting sniped down, but the Lurkers will push back the Bio. Nice multitasking from Cure to deal with this. That command center still has a scan available. A few more Lurkers will go down, but only a few. They keep repositioning, keeping him on the back foot. Meanwhile, Lurkers shove the front. He does have another scan. 1 more scan available, but he just lost all of his Bio Ghost. Needs to siege that tank right now. If Cure doesn't deal with these Lurkers, he's in trouble. He's trying to pull back right now. One of those tanks is in range. The Bio's in trouble. His main base still has Lurkers inside it. He's desperately trying to clean this up, but this is Dark creating problems for a Terran who knew he knew who was way too committed on 3 base. He knew this Terran did not have a 4th for way too long, even though he has 4 orbitals now. Look at that. Hydra's run in. Dark is all over it. He is flowing right now. Dark finding paths to victory where other players would have had to transition or do something different. Dark says, no, no, no. Positioning is all that matters. Taking advantage of your opponent's weak points. Those Marines go down. 1 or 2 tanks, not enough to deal with these Lurkers, especially when those scans will run out with time. And as those scans run out, there is just no answer. Lurkers in the main, production's going down, Lurkers on the front, and Cure is at wit's end. He has no answers here. Dark doing a fantastic job of stopping that 8-Rex. It was a very close push on the 3rd base. I mean, it is a nice Bio Ghost counterattack, actually. Like, Cure's army supply is so big still. Oh, the Nidus. The Queens with the transfuse. That Lurker is getting crazy damage right now. Snipe's trying to land on it. It finally is going down. Oh my gosh, this is actually a really good counterattack. Dude, if Cure can get in on top of all the units that are popping out, this could be massive. Lurkerden's about to go down. Hydraden's right there as well. Dude, you need to rebuild your Hydraden and your Lurkerden right now. If you lose these, this is going to be massive. Lurkers are in the production on the main base still. There's nothing left at home for Cure. Cure can lift buildings, and he has to win or base trade with this army. He absolutely has to do that. The Bio moving forward. Lurkers. Oh, the Lurkers aren't burrowed. Unfortunate for Dark. Remember, if all the orbitals have to lift, there's no scans. If there's no scans, you literally can't deal with the Lurker. And these command centers, they're all floating. Look, he's trying to land them right now. They're going to die. They're going to die, man. He's going to lose a command center. One of them goes down. He's trying to scan. He scans, kills a Lurker, looks back. Bam, his command centers are dying. He's got to lift them off again. This is a massive problem for Cure. Just the lack of detection is a huge problem. Still a mining base there. Another base down here could have some workers mining on it. Unfortunately being ignored for Dark right now. Dark's Hydras, though, going after the command centers. If he kills the command centers, he knows he wins the game. He's building Infestors behind this as well. He did lose his Lurker Den, so spending his gas on Infestors is a very wise idea. 10 Lurkers, 2 Infestors, 9 Hydras, 2 more Infestors building. On the right side, Lurker Spore will defend that base. Command center on the left about to go down. Command center on the right does go down, and that is huge. This command center is starting to get very weak as well. That one goes down. There's only one command center left in this game. One orbital. And look at that. He's going to try and drop a scan. He's going to run up this ramp into the Lurkers. As he scans, Dark runs away. Is like, that's your last scan, bro. I just need to not lose these Lurkers to this. Run away to this new base. And we are fine. Because that command center's got nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. And most importantly, nowhere to land down there and repair itself with mules. That command center will burn down with its last vista, a vista of the oceanside cliffs here, the beautiful trees, and of course a whole lot of burning fireworky style explosions as the shell of that Terran building crumbles around them. Dark's actually down in the army supply. Q did an amazing job of making this such a close game. I'll tell you, there have been so many kind of close-looking games in the past between these two, but Dark has a very impressive win record against him. Those medevacs are so low, dude. Dark wants to kill those so bad. Dark's actually going to be supply blocked when he loses these overlords. He's going to be careful, man. Does have another base in the bottom right side, but should probably try to move those Lurkers forward. Yeah. Doesn't have any detection, though. We got any Overseers? There's 1 Overseer, 3 Infestors. Fungal could be where it's at. Lings, Infestors. Oh! No! Dark just ran 2 Infestors into the bio! Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Ghosts doing damage. Hydras do take out the medevacs. Couple ghosts do take damage. One of them goes down. Income right now for Dark's pretty good. This game is kind of crazy, though. The army supply's ahead, but I really just thought there would be no answer to the Lurkers. But those Lurkers must have unburrowed, right? Otherwise, how could he have killed them? Right? Or did he run away? Maybe they ran down here. Oh, he ran away with the... Why'd he run away with the Lurkers? And then fight with all the Hydra Ling. Okay, Dark's taken some sloppy engagements. I mean, he could have brought the Lurkers in at the same time. But I guess without any mobile detection other than the 1 Overseer, he's just trying to be really careful. Oh, he's going to lose that whole base. Burrow, just burrow. Oh, he never upgraded Burrow. He can't hide the drones. Of course, Lurkers get Burrow anyway. Still one of the weirder things I find in StarCraft. That, you know, you got to upgrade Burrow for all the units, but some units start with it. I guess it makes sense. Damn, dude. This was an absolute match of StarCraft. Q, such a good job of making these games close, dude. Such a good job. And I know that feels like a sort of sad victory, but yeah, he just can't do any more than that because Dark can just rebuild it. Like I said, there's no way to deal with these units, these Lurkers. Oh my god. Fungal Lurker Hydra ambush. Gets rid of a bunch of the ghosts. Q knows he's got to tap. He knows he can't deal with that base. Is slowly going to mine thousands of resources. And Dark does get the 3-1 victory. Apparently, Ravager Ling hard counters all of Q's macro builds. And Q's 8 racks, pretty damn good at taking down Dark. Even though it didn't work in this last game, it almost did. GG, well played. All right, going into the second semis. Creator in the top left side of the map playing Protoss. Maru in the bottom right playing Terran. Maru a big favorite. I was saying earlier, best case scenario for Creator is he comes in poised, focused, and a bit calmer than normal. And Maru just YOLOs super hard. Because Maru often comes into matches recently just trying to kill his opponents. His TVP especially has been, I'm going to throw the kitchen sink at you. And I can see things crumbling very hard, Creator falling apart, things being really one-sided. We go, yep, Maru just doing Maru things. But I actually think there's kind of a better chance of Creator winning this series than there is of, or there was of Q beating Dark. And I think a lot of people would disagree with me that. What are you talking about, Pig? But maybe that says more about the fact that I just feel like Q can't really win a best of 5 against a guy as good as Dark right now. And you know, for the last year, he struggled with that. But I don't know, man. Creator has these moments And I guess they're mostly from best of 3, so it's hard for him to be playing Maru in a best of 5. If this was a best of 3, I think Creator's chances would be much higher. Because he has, like, games. He'll play, like, 2-3 games in a row where he just looks like, you know, best Protoss in the world. He looks amazing. And then he'll have other ones where you can really see the pressure getting to him, and it just feels like he's not nearly as powerful. Guys, he's going Nexus before Core. No? Okay, he just pulled up there very late. And I mean, it only delays the Cyber Core by 1 second. Okay, nicely done. Just wanted to make sure there was no SCV coming into Engineering Bay block him. Maru's going to go Marine first. Wouldn't be surprised to see a Hellion drop to start off the series. Doesn't have to be that. It's going to be a quick factory, though, no matter what. Okay, probe fighting here. Where's that factory, guys? He's building a second Marine before factory? Wait, no. Oh, he canceled the Marine. Interesting. Canceled the Marine and then restarted it because he wanted to fake that he's going Reaper. So if the probe often will run up the ramp, and if there's no Marine out at about 1:48, you go, oh, okay, it must be a Reaper. Reaper's going to take 10 seconds longer to build. Well, a bit longer than 10 seconds, but it'll be there after 10 seconds after that point. Usually a Reaper pops 1:58, 1:59, whereas the Marine pops about 1:45. So interesting that Maru really wanted to kind of give off that impression that he was going Reaper. Just playing tricky. Making it hard for Protoss to know what you're doing is rule 101 of TVP. And this is why Maru is so consistent in this matchup over the years. Never giving away any free information, Maru. That's the way to do it. Twilight Council's on the way as well. I think the moment you become predictable, Protoss becomes almost an overpowered race. But as long as you're unpredictable, Protoss can almost look a little frail. If you're like a master of hiding your intentions from them, Protoss can do all the wrong things and end up in a very vulnerable spot. SCV returns minerals, does hide on that right side. Yeah, goes off behind the fog to hide. Adept doesn't know it's there. It is indeed a double Hellion opening. No starport and no attempt for a proxy starport just yet. Oh me, oh my. Maru's playing 3 command center. Wouldn't be surprised to see Cyclones come in next, because this looks aggressive. The lack of an add-on on the barracks, does that tell you something? I do, yeah. The lack of add-on on the barracks to me is a little bit suspicious there. Maybe Creator not able to read too much into that. Ooh, Adept does really well. Very good micro by Creator. Just targets the weak one, sends another Adept out. He's going to go forward and try to scout these Cyclones. I don't really rate this opening. I think this is a really bad opening for Terran. And the reason is they do it so much on this map. Biyun and Maru overuse 3rd Command Center on Site Delta. This is something that's an easy pattern to notice if Creator's done his homework, which I guarantee you he's done his homework for facing Maru in the semifinals. I'm pretty sure Creator knows this is a 3 command center. And you guys might disagree. You might be like, well, why is he playing 3 Gate Blink? I think he still wants to play safe, but upon seeing no 3rd and 4th Hellion, upon seeing no like Medevac coming in to drop early off a proxy starport, I think we're going to see Creator play quite greedy and get in control of this match. And I think this is going to create a situation where Maru doesn't really get to exert his skill and experience over Creator. Not the best starter step on that Stalker, but that's okay. I don't think the Hellion kills more than 1 probe. Good pullback on the weak probes. And Hellion's going to get 1. But just 1. A little bit of mining time. No big deal there. Creator goes back to mining. Does need to put back on gas, though. And we'll see if he fixes that. We'll check back in on that in a little while. That's a bad habit I have when I'm controlling the camera, where I want to stare at the mistake and see how long it takes them to fix it. He's already fixed it. Where I'm just like, oh, how long? I'm like, how on point are we today? How good are we at noticing the little details? For me, I think it just gives me a big insight into like where the players are at mentally. You know, it's like, is he super focused, or is he kind of like a little bit more caught up in, oh my gosh, I'm in a semifinals at GSL. This is an important moment. Bit of gap in SCV production there temporarily for Maru. He's gone 3 racks into double engineering bay. And you can see now, very focused on SCV production. So non-stop worker production. Hellion tries to go in for a scout. Stalkers walk right past him. A little bizarre to see that. Comes in, sees the robo. Creator, he's probing, but not massively. I mean, he's not chronoing his 3rd. He's not chronoing his main and natural. He's really got to get that worker count up. The Observer is going to be the first scout. Now, if Maru spots that and kills it with the Cyclone straight away, that would be huge. Let's go to Maru's camera. Does Maru see it? This is Maru's camera. No, his camera's in the wrong spot, guys. He's not going to notice it. It's on the bottom of his screen. He didn't notice it. It's down here, guys. So it comes in, sees the 3rd CC, knows exactly what he's up against. Now let's go to Creator's Vision. I want to see a Templar Archives right now. Oh, he's just going to do Zealot Stalker? He's going to go for a Zealot Stalker timing. If he doesn't drop that Templar Archives in 4th gas very soon, then it means he's just going to play Zealot Stalker. Yeah, he's got a Prism. No Forge. No Templar Archives. 3 Gas Zealot Stalker. Ooh. He's making an Immortal, though. You normally wouldn't bother with an Immortal with this timing. He wants to wait for Maru to float his 3rd Command Center out, but notice Maru floats the 3rd Command Center out, but he's like super paranoid. Because he doesn't have Stim, Shields, or +1/+1. He knows that this is a very scary moment in the game, but he's building 3 Marauders at a time, 2 Marines, 5th Barracks is now up. Maru playing cautiously and wisely so. He scans, he sees no gases on the 3rd. Check this out. So he knows, okay, you could hit me with the big Zealot timing. I gotta be super safe. Stalkers are gonna take care of the tank. Nicely done by Creator. Gets a tank for nothing. Free tank. Now, if we go to Creator's Vision, normally when you get scanned like that, because the Terran knows you're all inning, you drop a 4th base, you take gases, you transition. And look at this. Forge, Robo Bay, 2nd Warp Prism. So he's not actually committing to an attack. He's going to try and act like he's still committing. Gets a Marauder. Nice snipe for Creator. Creator's on point today. Zealot's coming forward. The thing is, there's no probes, no 4th base, no gases. I got to be a little bit surprised. Oh, there's double Cyclone. Get out of there, Creator. In the middle of the map, a few Stalkers get taken out. Maru stims forward. He sees the big army coming. Prism goes in. Zealots go. The Prism goes down. Nice catch. Dude, Maru shutting down that Prism. This trivializes the situation, and Creator is so slow to probe up. I think Maru's held. I do think Maru's held. That being said, only 2 medevacs. Keep in mind, that previous stim, he's still healing from it. If Creator can bait a few more stims out, that could be legendary. Observer there does allow him to pick off the Widow Mine. Stim comes forward. Nice force fields. Those Marines. That's a lot of Maru's firepower down the drain. A lot of Maru's firepower just went down. Creator's skirmishing with him very well. New Prism does arrive on the front. No 4th base just yet, though. The lack of a 4th, the lack of gases here. It feels to me like Creator's kind of all in, but also kind of not, you know? It's this weird position. He's got a bit of momentum, but I want to see him squeeze a 4th base in while all this is happening. His Stalker count's very low. It's just a few Stalkers, a few Sentries, and Immortal, mostly Zealots. He's going to go for it, the Widow Mines. The Widow Mines getting massive hit there. The splash damage no longer kills the Observer. Big buff for Observers in that last patch really helps them in this matchup. Immortals there. Prism Siege is up. Nice. Zealot Warp in. Maru has 5 medevacs now. Plenty of healing on the front lines. And I think Creator might have to just get out of there. He's doing some good Warp Prism micro, but Creator's got to leave. And remember, no 4th base during all this. Now he takes it after the fact. But now you're down on workers. I mean, even on workers, I should say, but only 3 gases. Your workers aren't mining efficiently because you're not using all that gas. And of course, Maru, his 4th command center starts. He's got +2 weapons on the bio. +2 armor. Hasn't started, doesn't have the gas for it, but he's happy to counterattack. He's like, dude, I got a billion Marines and Marauders. I think I can just go 1-1 against 0-0. Remember, Creator's behind on upgrades, behind on splash damage. With only 1 Colossus ready, he needs more of everything right now, and he does not have it. Only 1 Colossus, no extended thermal lance, mass Marauders coming in. Maru's in a great spot. Supply looks decent for Creator, but it's lower level supply. Nice hot pick up there on the Prism with the Colossus. Colossus is alive, but it's heavily damaged. Immortals up front. That Immortal's done a lot of stuff this game. The Colossus not really doing anything right now. Creator's got to keep that bad boy unloaded. He's kind of keeping that in the air. I guess he wants to go drop it at the shield battery. Looks like he's going to do that. Good defense so far by Creator. His +1 weapons has finished. He does need to get +1 armor as well, and potentially a 2nd Forge. +2 he's going to go for. Maru getting into the macro game though, guys. Look at that. 8 barracks, Ghost Academy, +2 armor, ship weapons. Maru almost lazily goes to the next point in the game. Doesn't overcommit at all. Widow Mines there, coming in for the drippy droppy. Zealot will go down, allowing Creator to return to mining. Maru continuing to just keep Creator busy with a minimal investment here. Creator's supply is still good. I mean, we got to give him credit for that. I just don't think he has anything going for him. What I mean by that is he's going to be behind +2 against 2-2. So down 2 upgrades. Okay, what about splash damage? Well, he'll have 3 Colossus. Yeah, Viking count's already growing though. I don't see him forcing a fight before there's 6 Vikings, probably 8 Vikings. All right, well, what about everything else? Well, what's his next step? No Disruptors, no 2nd Robo, no Storm against a guy who's already got Ghosts out. And lots of Ghosts are going to be joining the fray very soon. 3 Ghosts building, more behind it. 4th base is down. So you kind of... There's just no advantages for Creator in this game, and that's the real problem he's facing right now. Widowmine gets 2 probes, going back to mining. Nice move there for Creator on the defense. Sentry's not the biggest anti-air unit. The medevac kind of derping back and forwards. A few Stalkers on the front lines hanging out. Gotta be careful, mate. There's Terran army. If you lose all those Stalkers, your army's going to be very bare bones. Creator's down. A couple probes to those Widow Mines behind it. The medevac looks like it will finally escape. Zealot runs in. 4th command center is up and solid. 2-2 upgrades done for Maru. Maru wants to carry this forward. Big favorite to go to that finals. It's unlikely he lets Creator get in his way, but oh man, that's a lot of Stalkers. He just got about 5 Stalkers there. 8 Stalkers in total have died this game. 71 to 77 workers in Maru's favor. Creator has a big army, but it's mostly Zealot Stalker with no armor upgrades. 2-2 is done for Terran. The EMPs are coming in. There's a few Vikings. Not a massive Viking count, guys. Only 6 on the map and only 4 of them up front. Battery overcharge has been activated. Creator can buy time, but what's he buying time for? He's only on 8 gateways. He's not maxed out. And Maru has a 5th and 6th command center building, as well as 3-3 on the way, as well as, not to mention that, a 2nd starport. Maru, he's up. Creator's trying to hang on. He just doesn't have anything he's hanging on for right now. And Maru baiting him in, pulling him into the Widow Mines. Lovely EMPs across that front line. A lot of Protoss going down. Maru just looking for these efficient trades. The units lost tab, disgusting. Disgusting. 5,000 to 9,000. Almost double the units lost for the Protoss player. Once you get down that slippery slope in PvT, hard to get back up it. Creator and master of defending and waiting for his opponents to overextend. Maru is not that guy. Maru will not throw games like this because he's so good in the late game as well. Maru is the Terran who feels the least pressure to attack out of all the Terrans in the world. So the longer the game goes, generally the better it is for him. We're still on 3 gases, or 4 gases, I should say. Building disruptors one at a time is Creator. He's trying to hang in there. I'd love to see some armor upgrades. I think he's going to try and go +3 attack. Yep. Final score of Dark vs. Cure, for those just tuning in. Yeah, that's 3-1. Pretty good turnaround after how bad the series started, though. Zealot's coming in on that side. Stalker's getting trapped. Stalker's getting trapped. Oh, good snap recall. He'll lose 2 or 3 more before the recall completes. My gosh. EMP plus Marauder's just the bane of Stalkers. Second Robo on the way only now. I don't know, man. I know it's hard to go Disruptors to get back in a game, especially on Site Delta against Maru. But for me, I feel like that second Robo needed to be much earlier. And he's building Immortals, not Disruptors. That's interesting. So 3 Disruptors and then just getting Immortals. Wants a Meteor core to his army. Stalker's up front. Another one goes down. All these skirmishes favoring Maru. Guardian Shield does activate. Another 2 Stalkers go down for 1 or 2 Marauders. Couple Marines. 5th base has landed for Maru. 5 base against 5 base. Maru, similar worker count, fusion cores on the way. He's got +2 ship weapons, extra command centers. Man's rich. And Creator playing this turtle style. It's a cool style. I've seen him come back defensively against Terrans like Beyond who keep overextending. But Maru, look at that production tab. I mean, the production tab tells you everything you need to know. Second Forge is coming in. That's not going to be a playmaker. It's so late in the game. Plasma Shields is not going to do anything. Armor upgrades can start on the first Forge. At this point, I think you need a gas transition into Storm or double Robo, triple Robo Disruptor, DTs, Blink DTs. It's just, he's so outnumbered. He's so on the back foot. Creator's playing like very standard here. Sometimes that gets him back because he's such a solid player. Maru, though, setting up down his ramp. Beautiful setup. Oh, big Disruptor shot, actually, for Creator. Zealot Warping on the left side, going to try and stop. Maru's trying to force this fight. He says, come down and fight into me, mate. Guardian Shield helped out a little bit, but it wears out. The Vikings wreck the Colossus. The Disruptors are gone. And that is a brutally one-sided game 1 in terms of the trading. Maru did a thing where he gets ahead, and then he trades well, and then he uses that advantage to trade well again, and he pulls back at the right time, he pushes at the right time, he keeps macroing, and there's just no way you ever recover in this sort of game. You have to have a better start than this. Creator did not have a good enough start. Overcommitted to his aggression, didn't quite find the value, and I think it all comes back to this decision right here, guys, for Maru. It all came back to here. 6 minutes 30. A lot of Terrans move their command center out, move their whole army out, go doop-de-doop, let's just keep macroing. My natural's way oversaturated. Maru said, let me check. Scans the third, sees no gases, and is like, okay, I gotta be real careful with this. Takes his time. And even though he messes up here, he loses a tank, he loses a Marauder. The problem here is that he's identified that his opponent's massing Zealot on low tech. And whilst Creator could be going for a 4th, if he is, it doesn't matter. It's still low tech, right? Even with 4 mineral lines, if you don't have gases, I just have to survive the Zealot swarm and I'll be good. Leave the Cyclones in the main, bio groups up at the front, keep the tank in a safe position behind. And I do feel if Creator, the moment that scan wore off, he holds the probe key down, drops 2 gases, takes the Nexus, goes either Templar Archives for Storm Drop or into the Robo Bay, but with the plan of going like 80 probe double Robo, I think Creator could absolutely be in a good position. And I still think with the units he's got, he can still basically do all the aggression that he did this game. He's got 4 Zealots in the Prism. He's got Zealot Archon, Zealot Immortal Sentry Stalker. These units could still do a lot of harassment, picking off units, scare the heck out of Maru. I think he could do exact same damage that he achieved, but start probing and transitioning about 1.5 minutes earlier. That's the big difference maker. All right, guys, Maru's going to go for a Proxy Rax on the far left side of the map. A very sneaky Proxy Rax. Reaper will jump up there, run down here, jump up this ledge. So this is a hard to find barracks, which I kind of like these sort of positions for then building a tech lab and going Marauders, but there's no space for a tech lab. So it looks like this is probably just a... Oh, is he going to build Marines from that? Surely not. I think he's going to go 2 Reapers. Oh, probe goes away. Probe goes away. Creator's not looking for the bunker. Creator is not checking for the bunker, and I guess he normally doesn't check for that. Now, to be fair, players played against this so much, I don't think it's good anymore. Is that even in range of the Nexus? I guess you don't need to be in range of the Nexus. You just need to deny mining. That bunker positioning is kind of odd. I really wonder what he achieves with this, guys. Now, with this positioning, guys, you need to rally your barracks there and then shift-click it down. Otherwise, the Reaper pops on the outside. So a bit of a mistake here for Maru, because his Reapers are trying to pop out on the right side. He's going for a factory behind it. Adept is on the way. If Creator just builds Stalkers after this Adept, he'll be good. He's got to go for a Stalker. Yeah, he's queued up a Stalker. That's good. That's very good. He's queued up a Stalker. No probe losses yet. Slick micro. Really slick micro. Not a single probe loss. That's the sort of skill. Like Max Creator, some of the few guys who micro that well. I feel like Hero loses 2 probes there. Hero's really good at micro, but he's also like not as clean. And Creator actually executed that so nicely. And look at this. Notice he doesn't shade down there, because what's he going to do? He's not going to kill it. He's just going to escort the probe to the low ground, try and get the shield battery started, make sure that probe doesn't die. And he's got to protect the shield battery. The grenades trying to zone the Adept so they can kill the shield battery. Stalker's on the way. He should build another Stalker in a moment. Yep, second Stalker starts. And, oh, he's going to lose a probe. Nice snipe there for Maru, who's already floating the barracks home, by the way. And this will take a while to clean up. Command center on the high ground. Double reactors. Oh, reactor cyclone. This is a highly aggressive build. This is a very aggressive one. Because you forced a shield battery, I think the 2 cyclones are not that good of a commitment. I really always feel with this build, like, unless you can kill the shield battery, I don't really like the cyclone rush here. I think a more economic follow-up into some more flexible, like, medevac drop harass is actually more powerful. Do you see the Stalker pulls back to the shield battery? I don't know if he saved energy for overcharge, guys. He did. Overcharge needs to go down. Creator, he's going to lose the Adept. Okay, finally, does save that. Oh, probe's going down, probe's going down. 1 probe goes down, nice focus fire. Maru, he's going to focus this probe as well. He gets the Adept. Oh, Creator's trying to deny the SCVs. He's bringing probes as well. I don't think bringing probes is a good idea. Maru could have focused them, but Maru just goes into the main base. Okay, bunker goes down. Looks like the SCV might escape. If that SCV escapes, that's crazy. Reapers come in. They're getting more and more probes. Good damage here. And he's trying to lure him out of position, I think, where the Reapers so the Cyclones could come in. But no, the Cyclones just ran away. SCV did just go down, guys. The probe killed it up here. The Cyclones were coming in, but they decided, no, not worth the risk. Let's pull away. Oh, and it is 4 Cyclones. It's a massive commitment. And he's going to swap hard into Bio behind it. +1 weapons, 3rd barracks. Surely not a starport. You don't want to go starport off 2 tech lab barracks. That doesn't make sense. No, you should be putting a barracks on the reactor first. I think Maru's build is messed up. Cyclones. Oh, the Stalkers actually get a good engage. 1 Cyclone goes down. The Stalkers can win this fight, man. The Stalkers can win this fight. Okay. Oh, but now the Cyclones can win. You know what, though? I don't know, man. Seems like a reasonably even trade. If this Stalker gets away, 3 for 3, I think is acceptable. 3 Stalkers for 3 Cyclones. And you can see this build, guys. I don't quite... Yeah, I mean, I guess there's no reason to build medevacs this early. Maru's build doesn't line up. This is very uncharacteristic. Yeah, you need a reactor pumping Marines, or there's no point having stim and medevacs. Man's building 2 medevacs for 3 Marines right now. This is a dark style build order follow-up. The Cyclones didn't achieve anything. The bunker was an annoyance. Creator is miles ahead in this game. Creator is so far ahead. If Creator can't capitalize on this advantage, if he just gets rolled in the next 5 minutes, then I will basically call this as going to be a 3-0 for sure. But I feel like Creator has all the advantages now. I mean, Maru's, the 4 Cyclones, when you're forcing a guy to build Shield Battery Stalker, I never quite understand that build. And I've seen Clem and a few other Terrans do this, like Reaper bunker into Cyclone. it feels to me like if you're forcing Stalker Battery and that counters Cyclones, like you're kind of just hoping the Protoss walks out onto the map and you catch a few Stalkers for free. It's an odd build order. Starport swapped off. You see, so he built 2 medevacs. Now he's realized definitely don't need that. Let's pump Marines. Let's make Stim and then shields off just 1 tech lab. So it's a Gumiho style setup. Gumiho's famous for playing 2 reactors with only 1 tech lab, whereas normally it's 2 tech labs, 1 reactor. And just building 1 medevac. Oh, he's... Really? Are we not using our engineering bay, Maru? Wow. Guys, okay, so Maru realizes he's in a terrible spot. This is Maru saying, I'm in a bad spot. So I'm going to go completely all in. He's just going to go all in. Build medevacs 1 at a time. He's just going to try and kill with mass marine tank. He can't even afford his next tanks right now. He needs another tank very much desperately. He's got the money for it. Finally, that tank does start up. But at least he pushes Creator back off the watchtower. He's going to push forward. He's got 2 siege tanks. 3rd one building, but it's very late. He's going to start a reactor now. He's not building SCVs. He's not making +1 weapons. He does take a 4th gas. Maru's build is completely scuffed, guys. This is completely scuffed. This has not gone well, man. Oh, Marines, let's go. Only 1 Marine for a Stalker. Great trade for Maru there. Creator has a battery. He's got an Immortal. Charge is not finished, though. Charge is not finished. The barrier gets knocked off that Immortal. Good pullback. Avoids the first tank volley. Battery and cannon coming in. Not many force fields, though. Colossus is here. Colossus, if it can land big hits, that'll be massive. Yeah, if you can battery overcharge and just fight this right now, that's huge. 1 tank goes down. Maru wisely realizes, I ain't going to get anything done. He goes for the boost. The boost is a distraction. It is trying to save these units to allow them to retreat. Tank, Cyclone, and those 2 Marines do go down, guys. He should be recalling into the main base, but he's trying to hold off on it. He's like, are you sure you're going to commit in here, Maru? You know that's crazy, right? Stalker's going to get that medevac. No, he blinks back. Colossus is here. Maru gets the Forge, denies the +1. Dude, if that Stalker came over and blinked in, he could kill that Reddit point medevac. The medevac got hit by a sentry a few times. It barely survives on 9 hit points. Nice. Creator's still miles ahead. 3rd command center just now starting for Maru. Getting rid of the Forge, it's helpful, but not going to win you the game. Ooh, I hate that Forge positioning. He's just walled off the left side of this mineral line. I mean, it was already an awkward pylon spot. Stalkers couldn't get through there, so fair enough, not the end of the world. 1 worker is missing on the natural gas. A little bit of chaos here for Creator under that heavy aggression for Maru. But Maru is now rebuilding SCVs. He's now saying, okay, we're playing a longer game. He's adding upgrades, 4th and 5th barracks, 3rd command center, but he is doing it from an awkward spot. That being said, Creator was scared off a 4th base for a while. He's only just starting it. Forge only now rebuilding. 3rd Colossus is out, though, with extended thermal lance almost finished, and a Prism on the way as well. Yeah, Zealot Archon Colossus timing. So Colossus Zealot Archon, one of the scariest timing attacks in this matchup. It's going to hit probably pre-10 minutes. And I don't see Maru getting a 3rd base very soon. If he floats out for it, he's very likely to get rolled. The supply looks scary right now. Like, oh, look, Terran's up 10 army supply. You got to realize he's got 1 Viking, 2 tanks. He's desperately trying to build more Vikings right now because he needs them to deal with the Colossus. Because this push is going to be big. And this is a smart move. Oh, but watch out, watch out, watch out. Okay, he spots the Stalkers, he unloads. And the reason this is smart is he's got to buy time. If he can keep Creator on Creator's side of the map, that's where he does well. And he scouts for the 4th base, doesn't see it. Scans the top left, he sees the 4th base. Maru thinking about getting aggressive right now. He does not have the army to beat Creator in the open ground. Now, Creator, sometimes, I often feel like he has European blood running through his veins. The man plays a very defensive style. And I don't want to see him sit back. Like, he's probing right now. He's building more gateways. I really feel like if he warps in a round of Archons and goes, I do not think Maru can stop that. I think Creator should sense this. Yeah, he stopped probing. 72 workers. He's warping in like Stalkers, Zealots, anything he can. A lot of Stalkers at home going to be coming forwards across this map. Observer sees the Terrans there. Maru's moving forward. I wouldn't mind him control-clicking his Marauders, moving them in front, getting the Marines behind. He's going to stim to the left side. That was a bit of a weird stim, guys. He just stimmed like a lot of Marine Marauder there. Giant army coming in. Maru unsieged his tanks. Oh gosh. He realizes how big this army is. He knows he's in trouble. Maru knows he's in trouble. He may have to pull the boys as well, but they're going to do nothing against that many Colossus. He's trying to spread his army out. Creator's going to go with some Stalkers. Gets a Viking before the fight starts. Very nice start to the fight. Second Robo, Disruptors, all on the way. Maru, he's not even building workers. He realizes he is in dire straits. And you know what? Because Creator's not overcommitting, he's actually getting further ahead. Because he's on 72 probes. He's got the second Forge, the second Robo on the way. So he's doing kind of like non-committal attack. I was saying, I don't want you to be too passive. You know, go be aggressive, go win the game. Creator, an expert player. He seems to be picking this reasonably well because, like, he's got Maru in Omega Paranoid mode. And Maru's just going for another all-in. Maru has decided recovering this game in the long run is impossible. He's going to max out with Viking, Bio, Ghost, 1/1 upgrades, no 4th command center, no extra anything, no libs, no 8 racks, just I am going to try to kill you with a giant all-in. Every SCV off his 3rd gets pulled. His main and natural can probably transfer workers as they're starting to mine out. The Colossus are going to have a field day with that SCV pull. A couple of disruptors coming down could help as well. Creator's whole army making its way down from the top left. Vikings are forward. Stalkers go for the snipe. Don't quite get it. Here we go. First disruptor shot. Gets itself a Marauder and 2 SCVs. Stalkers in the top left fighting the Marines. Army trying to pull back for Creator. Those Stalkers actually made a good account of themselves on the top left, but on the bottom right, those Stalkers derping a little bit. Creator goes for a giant Zealot warp in on the other side. He says, all right. He accidentally clicks on a gas, which is not the best target, but that's okay. The gas will die quick enough. Those Zealots will still do a lot of damage. No, more disruptors, massive! Massive disruptor shots going out across the bio line. The Colossus roasting and toasting this bio. Out of range of the tanks now, but the Vikings still doing damage. The Vikings are still doing damage. Creator's trying to pull back. Oh my gosh, he's got a giant army supply, but his robos are going down on that natural. His Zealots are killing everything that he has at home, that Maru has at home. Is that going to be enough though? The SCVs are still up there, not really part of the fight right now. Creator has a massive amount of mining. He tries to pull back into the main base. He's still got 2 Colossus. He recalls to the outside to try and intercept the reinforce from behind. Very cute maneuver. +2 does kick in just before the Forge can go down. Nice timing there from Creator. Zealots are killing everything on the other side of the map, guys. The Stalkers trying to pull back. He's got a cannon and a battery in the corner of his main as a fallback point. Every Marine he picks off is excellent. Those siege tanks getting big shots on those probes as they try to escape the natural. But of course, Creator still has way more income. Keep that in mind, guys. 2,000 minerals a minute against 140. The longer he buys, the better this is for Creator. He's building a robo over that base. Doesn't really have any extra gateways, but he's just warping in Stalkers, DTs, Zealots, anything he can right now. His +1 armor as well on that left side of the main base may actually get up. Stalkers right now committing to the base trade. Orbital command centers will go down. 47 SCVs have fallen. If he can kill a few more of these command centers, that'd be great. And look at that. Stalker's going to blink on top, take care of 2 siege tanks. Very nicely done. +1 armor does get depowered, unfortunately. It will not be finishing in this game. Stalkers need to blink away. Grabs himself an almost Marauder kill. There we go. Gets a Marauder for a Stalker. Well worth the trade right now for a Creator who is rich. Super duper rich. Orbital is burning. Other ones will be able to get to safety on the edge of the map. Stalkers pick off a Viking and run away. Creator's so good at those running forward, sniping a unit, blinking away. He's so good at doing it. EMP on the DT does take it out. Bio Ghost moving in. Cannon and battery depowered. Other cannon does fall down. This Nexus is down, but of course Creator's got a base there. He's got a base up there. He's got a base down there. Cannons, batteries everywhere. Stalkers accidentally wandering into that fight. Another EMP goes down on the DT to reveal it. Only 1 Dark Templar left. Plenty of EMPs left available to reveal those. The Bio Army, 62 army supply. 78 for Creator. Still 2 Colossus alive from earlier on. Disruptor shot goes forward. The Colossus stopping you from diving with your bio, but the Vikings going to lead the charge. Single SCV for that Disruptor shot. Great dodge for Maru. EMPing buildings right now with that Ghost Energy. It's one of his few resources that he has, or at least had in abundance. Most of his EMPs are gone in this game now. And here we go. Creator's got probes in the army. Prism on the right side. He's ready to pick up. This is Creator's specialty, is kind of holding position and waiting for Terran to overextend. Hold position, wait for Terran to overextend. Poke, use the Prism, pick up. Maru knows he's done. And Creator does manage to eke out a victory there after a massive start to Game 2. So the problem I have with this build is how early the Cyclones are, because they're very aggressive, not defensive. I don't mind defensive Cyclones, guys, but he's kind of like rushing for the Cyclones in this game, you see? So that's the first thing. The second thing is that he got a little confused with his build order with the extra tech lab. So he tells this barracks to build a tech lab, which is fair enough, but then this barracks should be swapping onto the reactor. So you can tell he kind of got confused, forgot he told this to build a tech lab, so he builds another tech lab here after idling for a fair bit with this barracks. He's busy microing, it happens. And then he lifts that off, and he's like, oh, wait, am I not putting the factory on the tech lab? I guess I'm not. I'm building a starport there. Then he's like, wait, that starport's not meant to be there. So he scuffs his build a bit as well. Definitely should have had this barracks on there, pumping Marines already. Building the starport here to swap onto this reactor. It's not a huge deal. It's a few Marines he loses. It's just a small optimization in a build order that's already gone terribly wrong. And as I said, the Reaper, you know, the Reapers are annoying. You delay, you kill some probes. I'm always like, sometimes it's worth it, sometimes it's not. But it's the Cyclone follow-up that I think does put him quite far behind, as he just didn't really utilize things the way he needed to. And this double medevac didn't make a lot of sense. So, bit of a scuffed build order. Not sure what went on with Maru's plan, but he definitely did something wrong this game. All right, bit of a scuffed build order in the last one. Let's see what Maru's got in store for us on Oceanborn. A map which should be a bit more to his liking. If he goes more builds like that, I mean, Creator's cool enough, calm enough, he can shut stuff like that down. That was the sort of game I was talking about when I was saying best case scenario, Creator's cool, calm, collected. Maru just YOLOs at him way too hard with some silly builds. Because Maru does get carried away with his aggression. Like I said at the start of the series, he's so good at hiding what his intentions are. And so far, I didn't really like his build order in Game 1 or Game 2. Just because, like I said, 3cc is a little predictable on site delta. Do think it could have been taken advantage of, especially if there was like a storm drop zealot timing. Dude, that bust is so good against the build Maru did Game 1. But as it is, it's 1-1 now, going into Game 3. Maru looks like he's doing a very standard build. Creator as well, Cybercore into Nexus, bit of a probe scout and harassment. And it is going to be Reaper into Marine, very straight up play. We're just having a chat in between games about Dark stopping Creator's recall by sniping the Nexus, and Creator just not believing that it happened and kind of breaking down on stage at Katowice a year or two ago. Can't remember the exact tournament, but I'm quite sure it was Katowice round of 8. Round of 8 or round of 12? Maybe round of 12. And the whole story was everyone was like, wow, Dark kind of looks confused about how to play against Protoss. Like I remember I didn't cast the games. I think other casters did, but they're like, Dark looks like garbage. Like, what is he doing? Well, he's not playing well at all. But then, you know, and it's Dark, man. I was like, oh, you guys are discovering Dark, the guy who has a weird build order, but will always find a way to win. Yeah, it's Dark, man. He's every Protoss's worst nightmare. If Creator gets to the Grand Finals, I actually would love to see Creator versus Dark in a finals, because Creator has been putting up good fights against him recently. Anyways, let's talk about this series. Second and third barracks. After third, another 3cc build, man. Not a fan. I'm really not a fan. I think 3 command center is not Maru's strongest. Then again, this is not Hero. I say that mostly based off of his games against Hero. I really think Hero takes such good advantage of 3 command center play. Creator didn't take good advantage on site delta. I mean, maybe this just works really well against such a defensive guy like Creator. Creator's so good at doing that hold position micro, sitting at his batteries, waiting for you to overextend. Maybe Maru's like, dude, if I just get more economy, I can't lose against Creator. That might just be the strategy going into this. You know, okay, I'll try a bit of a cheesy build Game 2. Didn't work. Back to the big 3 command center. This is 4-gate blink, though. This is 4-gate blink, guys. 4-gate blink can beat this. Now, don't get me wrong. It doesn't automatically beat it. But if you lose your bunker early, you can just get picked apart by blink. If he blinks in the main and gets rid of like stim or something like that, things can go terribly, terribly wrong. Right now, Maru is doing a greedy build, hoping that Creator's going to be too defensive. And if he... Yeah, I mean, it's not a terrible matchup of builds, though, because he's building Marauders. If he was building only Marines, then this would be really bad. But if you build Marauders out of your Tech Lab barracks, you can mitigate risk here against specifically Stalker builds and 4-gate blink especially. He sees extra gateways. He sees an extra gateway. Did he see the natural? The extra bunker. He knows it's 4-gate. Yeah, because he saw 2 gates on the natural. Now he sees 2 in the main. So immediately a second bunker in the main and 1 in the main. Yeah, 1 in the main base, second bunker in the natural. Beautiful play. SCV to see where he's going to get hit from so his Marine Marauder can rotate. He's safe. With non-stop Marauder production, that delays your factory a fair bit because it uses up a lot of gas. But I think Maru's managed this really well. Second gas there, engineering bait. The fact that he Reaper scouted so well and actually looked out for this. This is not just I'm just going to gamble on a 3 command center build. This is really good. Dep coming forward. Here we go, guys. Oh, watch out. SCV repair. SCV repair. You can't lose both bunkers. Losing one's okay. Oh, notice how he got out of the bunker so that if Creator wasn't focus firing, it would lose attack priority because it wouldn't be considered an attacking unit. Oh, Creator snipes the second bunker that starts rebuilding, though. There's still a lot of Stalkers. Creator very committed right now. I think he's got to be careful. Oh, he blinks on it. He's going to 3-shot it. He does. He loses a Stalker. He 3-shots it. He doesn't have his Prism microing there. He's not doing that fancy Max Packs micro we've been seeing a lot of recently. He loses 3 Stalkers. 2. Only 2. Wow. Prism pick up. Prism pick up. Oh, no. 2 more Stalkers just went down. He is focusing Marauders nicely, though. The SCVs are getting pulled very far. This is actually really good for Creator, guys. Maru desperate to push that back. He needs time to rebuild bunkers and whatnot. The other bunker is finished. Stalkers could blink after this, but it's so dangerous. It's so dangerous. Yeah, I mean, it's worth it just to grab 1 or 2 Marines, I think. The Prism warped in another 4 Stalkers. It's coming back to the front. Third Nexus is on the way. I think at this point, you've got Stim and Shields up. I think Maru's safe. He's going to blink again. Creator might be going a bit too hard here. Oh, okay, gets a bunker, but he loses a Stalker for it. Has to just pull back. Don't try and start a step. Oh my god, he gets another Marine there. Dude, hot pickups are good. He's got blink ready. Wow, Creator's micro is really good. It's very good micro. He does lose another Stalker, but a lot of mining time going down for Maru. It's just, is this enough? Look at the work account. Maru's on 3 command center. He can afford to lose SCVs, but he can't afford to lose the Marauders. If that Marauder gets focused there, that's huge for Creator. Can Creator focus that Marauder? Maybe, maybe not. Stalker's getting crazy damage. Maru's too far. Maru's out too far. That Marauder goes down. That Marauder we were talking about goes down. The Marines getting focus fired as well. Creator getting massive damage. Oh no, Maru playing such a risky build order. Here we go. Colossus are on the way right now. Stalkers as well. Third Nexus is there. We've got probes potentially building in a near soon while. Forge and Robobay is there as well. Oh, here we go. Okay, Stalker's coming back front. Stalker's coming back front. He's got to be careful. It's just a small pressure. Gets a medevac. Doesn't lose a Stalker. Brilliant micro by Creator. Maru's on even workers, but Creator has a third Nexus mining. And you can see, as he does this harassment, not only is he picking off units, trading well, but he's also mining slightly more minerals, and that's with a lot of mules dropping off 3 command centers. Another Marauder goes down, and a great pullback for Creator. He's got his first Colossus out as well. Dude, Creator is outplaying Maru in this scenario. Don't get me wrong. He had the advantage because Maru went for a very greedy build, but Maru just keeps chasing too far. You do have to chase back Blink, but choosing when to pull back from chasing is such an integral part. Now, the Observer sees everything. That's kind of huge. He's going to go for a Marauder. If he can get 2 Marauders, that'd be massive. Oh, the Marauder's just one-shot one of the Stalkers. Stalker for a Marauder, though. It's not the worst trade for Creator. Could be worse. At least he gets something for it. A little bit of a value deal there. If you get 2 Marauders, but he only got 1. 5 barracks is up. Engineering base starts +1 armor. Maru's going to instantly fully saturate his third and have an immense amount of bio. But only 3 medevacs. There is a second Colossus out. Unfortunately, for Creator, missing extended thermal lance is massive. That extended thermal lance missing is a big problem, ladies and gentlemen. That is a big problem. Ooh. In a near soon while, did I say that? A near soon while? This is so exciting, guys, because Maru is playing style where I really think if he played a standard 3 racks push, I don't think, like a very standard game with a third command center behind it, I don't think Creator has much of a chance. But the way Maru is playing, I really feel this is letting Creator get in his element. I understand that I want to play 3 command center, but Creator seems to be coming in so well prepared. It's like he expected this play from Maru. Spots the medevac. Did he see it? He's got Stalkers and a cannon ready. Yeah, I mean, I think he's more than ready for it anyway, even if he doesn't see it coming. Maru building Vikings. Is Maru doing another 3 base all in? I think he is. Stalkers are ready. Creator not watching. Creator's not watching. He's got Stalkers in the main as well. He's got to watch out for that Widow Mine. That high ground Widow Mine is always so tricky, man. Gets 4 probes. What? 4 probes for 2 Widow Mines and a medevac. Do you really care at this stage? No, I don't think you do. 4th Nexus on the way. No 4th command center. No sign of a transition for Maru. 4 tech labs, 1 reactor, 4 ghosts. And when those ghosts come out, he's going to push. This is one of the most old school builds. The I'm never going to make 2-2. I'm never going to make a 4th command center. I'm going to try and kill you off 3 base. He's only going to have 6 Vikings when he moves out, though. Or not even 6, only 4. He does start a 4th command center. He might start a 2nd engineering bay and armory behind this as well, then. Maybe no SCV pool this time. I think the SCV pool is a bit desperate. I don't think he should do the SCV pool. Just felt like with how delayed everything else was that he was going to. Maru scans, sees a big Zealot, Archon, Colossus army. The Archons are just not going to be very effective as the ghost count grows. 2nd engineering bay and armory. So Maru's going to unlock that next step of the game, but he's not been the fastest to rush there. On the other hand, it's Creator. Creator's sitting on 73. He does go 2nd. Oh, wait. Yeah, that's 2nd Forge. 2nd Forge is earlier this time, which I love. And what is this? He's hunting for a Prism, guys. You guys know I've been talking a while about how sending the Prism down this side is almost too expected. So he checked both sides. Vikings went down the right and the bottom left, looking for those Prisms. Maru with these little clever moves, where if you catch a Prism doing that, everyone's like, you hacker, man, what are you doing? How did you know that was there? If you're playing on the ladder against random people, but hey, it's Maru, man. He's Got those little 300 IQ adjustments, those little plans, those little patterns he's looking for. 2-2 hasn't started for Maru yet. As I say, at +2 starts up. 3 more barracks do go down. Creator's going pretty hard for this attack. Second Robo starts up now. +1 armor did begin. Zealot's going to run in on the right side. Not a bad little attack there. The Marine Ghost should deal with it pretty well, though. He's going to poke at the front as well, just with his Stalkers. Okay. Yeah, Zealots only get 4 SCVs and a Marine or 2. Stalkers run forward, pick up a Marine, pull back. 16 Stalkers have gone down in this game. Units lost tab very even between the sides. Only a 300 resource lost advantage for Creator. Creator needs to get out of here. Creator needs to get the heck out of here right now. Run away. Run away. Uh-oh. He's going to lose a bunch of Stalkers, Warp Prism, and an Archon. Creator, he's in big trouble right now. Guardian Shield gets activated. Luckily, he has plenty more where that came from. His supply is just so low. Creator needs more supply. He's going to focus on the Vikings. I like the way he blinks forward as he throws the Disruptor to zone. But he's got to throw another Disruptor shot soon. He's trying to hold on to it. Oh! Maru, good spread. Maru's got ship weapons. 2-2. 4th command center on the way. He's adding 2 tech labs, 1 reactor. So he's going to have just 2 reactors, 6 tech labs on his 8 barracks. Creator's going to max out now. Is it good enough supply to deal with Maru, though? +2 attack against 1-1. Upgrades are effectively even. Protoss rather fragile, though, in this scenario. Vikings coming forward. The Colossus takes a big hit. Disruptor does go forward. Does not land. Maru avoiding the Disruptors really well. Observer does not take the Widowmine shot to the face. Disruptor shot to the right side will clean up the Widowmine in the hedge. Medevac pulls back there. Manual control from Maru, pulling back the weak Medevac. That was beautiful. Extra 2 command centers there as well. Looking very nice. Ooh, watch out. I like the spread from Creator, but a few more units on that left would be nice. Without them, Maru's going to drive a wedge between him. If Maru can get over here, Creator's in trouble. Of course, Maru doesn't know if there's more Disruptors coming from that left side, which is why he's afraid. Okay, Widowmine does fire, doesn't quite land. The Disruptors, Stalkers, sorry, blink and dodge. Looks like a few Marines and Marauders get taken out by these Zealots. I like the Zealot counterattack. 2-2's about to kick in for Terran. +3 and +2 on the way for Protoss, though. Storm's on the way. Storm, Dark Shrine, extra gateway. Oh, what a difference a dominant position makes. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't say dominant, but a stronger early game. Creator was so behind in that game 1, and it looked like he was just kind of waiting to die. This time, Storm, Dark, Templar, 5th Nexus is up. He's got High Templar plus Cannon Battery waiting at his bases, so if like a drop comes, he can storm it down. I mean, this is huge. On the other hand, 2 command centers, Fusion Core, 2nd Starport. That means Maru's going to go range libs. So we're going to see, can you really deal with it? Well, Creator's going Stargate, so apparently he's going to try to go for that late game. We are going to see a proper series here. I like this. I like Maru doing odd builds, them getting kind of called out by his opponent, and him being forced to play some very, very fierce StarCraft right now. Remember, Creator is the guy who went 2-4 against Rogue in that finals a few years ago before he went to the military, when everyone was counting him out. Everyone said Creator has no chance against Rogue. This is going to be the most one-sided, boring GSL finals of all time. I was on the edge of my seat for every single game. Like, Creator not only was taking maps, the ones he lost were incredibly close timing attacks that Rogue was barely defending. It was full-on micro wars. Beautiful, beautiful out-positioning here for Maru, though. Creator's got him out of position. How much do you recall? What do you defend with? Storm! Goes for the feedback. Storm was not quite ready there. Feedback's 2 ghosts. One of them gets popped at least. I think that's a total of just 1 ghost died this game, but he got rid of the energy on another, which is huge. Zealot DT counterattack, but there's not enough going on. EMP easily cleans it up. Prism goes down. Army in the middle, still spotted by the Observer. He's done a good job of rebuilding Observers, right? He's only lost... Oh, I guess he's only lost 1 this game, but still. Oh, Maru's looking to sandwich. Maru's looking to sandwich. He sees some juicy Protoss filling, and he would absolutely love to be the bread on that Protoss luncheon meat. You know, we're talking about getting all over it. Another Prism's going to go down. Uh-oh. 6 probes just died on this left side, trying to take a 6th base. This is kind of a bait here as he goes in on the right side. Disruptor shot, not able to land. Oh, High Templar. It looks like it stormed that army as a bunch of those units are heavily damaged. DT's going in. Ooh, he doesn't have DT blink just yet. Just going to go after the SCVs. Probably a good call. Creator's catching him. Creator's catching him. Maru, get out of there. Maru. Okay, he's in the open. Nice EMPs from Maru. He's going to intercept on the right, though. That's a good fight for Maru. Even though Creator's driven a wedge between him. Remember, when you drive a wedge between your opponent, if you lose momentum for a second, they can collapse on you. And you're basically setting up a surround for the Terran. Oh no! Maru's gonna dive on top of Creator. Good disruptor shots coming out on all sides. Very good disruptor shots. Is it enough to take care of Maru's giant bio army? I don't know. This is so close. This game is so close. One Colossus still standing. The Vikings quickly running away. If those Stalkers get rid of the Vikings, the Colossus is going to be a real problem. Only 66 probes behind this for Creator, though. Creator doesn't have the big income. Remember, Maru's got sick upgrades on the way as a medevac gets sniped. Maru's got sick upgrades. He's also on 5 orbitals with more and more command centers finishing. Maru has the better late game setup right now. Creator's the one who looks a little more desperate. That fight was okay for Creator, but okay is not going to cut it when you're only on 66 workers. You can see Creator trying to rebuild his economy. He's on 3-3-1 upgrades against 3-2 for Terran, soon to be 3-3. +2 ship weapons coming in right now. Advanced ballistics is done. Liberators with lib range will be on the field with +2 momentarily. Maru has the economic momentum, and he may have the tech momentum since a Stargate built. But there's no fleet beacon, there's no mothership, no Tempest just yet, and there's only 2 High Templar with Storm. If Creator had a few more of those High Templar scattered around this map, I think I'd say his position's fantastic. But without those High Templar, he's trying to rebuild his Colossus, get back into a position. I think by the time he remaxes, the Libs are going to be sieging on his 5th base and taking it out. Nuke gets called in on the left side of the map, right onto the Robos, trying to potentially depower some of those. Oh, big EMP Viking attack on the top right. Creator gets smashed. This is what I was talking about. Range libs, disruptor unable to fire, man. It fires its shot, shoots its shot, unable to connect. Stalkers take out a few libs, but they're getting jumped on by the Ghost Rally, EMPing and shooting down those Stalkers. Marine Marauder will clean up a few of these probes. He sees Creator's going to counterattack here, but Creator is in a desperate position. The nuke did indeed depower one of these Robos. Observer's going to come out with some warped-in Stalkers, try and deal with it. A single storm lands on the Vikings, but there's not many High Templar left. There's none. That's the last High Templar. They're morphing into that Archon. Creator trying to retake this base on the left side. What a good match Creator has given Maru here off of that 4-gate blink opening, punishing Maru for his greedy 3 command center. But Maru's non-stop Marauders was enough, along with his SCV pulls, to keep himself alive, get himself into a longer game. And it seems like in that longer game, Maru is once again showing he is one of the best players in the very world, if not the very best Terran. I think we can all agree. Consistency-wise, overall skill in every different stage of the game, every different matchup, no one really can match Maru there, even if he's struggling in TVZ right now. Looks like a nuke. No. Oh, there is still a nuke coming. 12 probes. 12 probes. Very nice. Creator was like, let's go back to mine. Oh, crap. It hasn't landed yet. Creator's somehow still got a decent army supply. Oh, my gosh. That moment when you go, haha, your bio is not guarding your libs. I shall step into the lib zones to punish you. Then you realize it's like 8 liberators, and you're like, I just killed 3 of my own stalkers for no good reason. Ow, 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 ow. Liberators sieging up once again, zoning Creator. Creator is forced to counterattack. Stalkers in the backside trying to intercept the rally. Creator's been very active. He just can't keep up with Maru's firepower. 3-3 Marine Marauder smashing through. Creator's upgrades are good this game, but look at the power of that Terran force. Disruptor's never really able to land here. I love the mix of units from Creator. I feel like he used pretty much all the tools in the Protoss arsenal. The Colossus got some big shots off there, but Maru gets on top, shuts it down. And that is going to be a 2-1 advantage after a nail-biting game 3 for Maru. All right, guys. Maru in the bottom left side of the map here. And it's Amphion. It's such a good map. Creator in the top left. He's really putting up a very good fight in these games. I think when he pushed in between Maru's 3rd and 4th, he had to win the game there, or at least take a much better fight. It was a close fight between the two, but Maru just had more workers, more command centers, more upgrades. And from there, it was going to be always hard for Creator to recover. I do kind of wish Creator invested heavier in the High Templar. I think that would have been really nice. Barracks and factory there. Command center on the high ground. SCVs are being built. That sounds terrible, Ultimatic. Damn, I didn't know that could happen. Just heard a story about someone stepping in a sand castle, like a hole in the sand, in the beach on the sand accidentally that some kids had dug, and then getting an artery severed. Damn, that's wild. Anyways, command center on the high ground here. Very safe opening for Maru. Very defensive. Got the reactor, the factory, the command center up there. Twilight Council. Probes moving down to the natural. Waits for the Adept to almost be ready. The second one before going down. First Adept across the map, but Maru with no command center on the low ground. Nothing for that adept to find. Just one Hellion. So it's going to be a scouting Hellion into a medevac. We'll probably have a Marine drop, maybe with a single Widow Mine is what I'd expect. Could be a Cyclone after the Hellion, but that's pretty rare these days. Let's see. Factory just goes straight Tech Lab, in fact. You can technically outrange Adepts with a Marine, but only by one, so it's kind of dangerous. Depth Shade's backwards there. Blink is on the way. So standard, 1 gate blink. Second gateway on the front of the natural will be the next step. And then we'll probably see a Robo. Now, is this map actually good for 4-gate blink? I've been wondering. I don't think so, right? Because you can blink across the minerals. Or if you open the minerals, you could maybe run in and blink up here. But, like, I don't know. It feels like Terran can just center their defense here and be quite good. So I don't think this is a scary map to worry about that 4-gate blink for. Hellion drives in, sees the second gate, sees the Robo, nothing else, though. And we've got Cloaked Banshee. Hello. Banshee's down that left side of the map. Going to be hard to spot. Even if an observer goes through, you can see kind of the path it would take to Maru's main. Banshee, if it goes straight out here, hugs the left side of the map, that's going to get right into the main without being spotted. There's a very common joke. I've seen this one used a lot recently in chat. People say, I'm unbeaten versus Serral. I'm undefeated versus Maru. This one, everyone's loving this one lately. Made me giggle the first few times people said it. I've just heard it so much in the last few weeks that I see people like, I have a 100% win record versus Maru. And I'm like, 100% of 0 is still 0. Where's the second and third barracks? They're going to be delayed a fair bit, especially if we want to build a second tank here. Ooh, yes, we do. Hello. Marine tank Banshee aggression is a tried, tested, and true staple of this matchup. Robo Bay and Forge before third base. So very tech heavy on 2 base, but look at that. Oh, you don't even see the Banshee. Oh my gosh, there's so much dead space. This map has a silly amount of dead space, guys. That's ridiculous. That is obscene. Marine tank moving out. You haven't seen a Widow Mine drop. You should think Banshee in this scenario. Most players don't. Oh, his observer's out of position. He's got a battery, though. Does have a battery. Ooh, okay. Can he defend the front, though? He's on 3-gate blink. No battery on the natural. He needs a shield battery. Creator does not have a shield battery right now. Oh, me. Oh, my. No shield battery on the third. No shield battery on the natural. Trying to make an immortal right now. Trying to get the units up in the front. Banshee over there. He's hitting that pylon. Meanwhile, on the front, 1 Marine gets picked off. That Adept getting left out in the blind. Okay, it does pull back. But look at this. Banshee takes some damage. Stalker's going down, though. Banshee tank does so much DPS. If this pylon goes down, you're just dead. If this pylon goes down, it's all over. It's all ogre. Oh, no, 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 no. That pylon. He needs the immortal, needs the immortal, needs the immortal. It gets out. Okay, the immortal gets out. He's got to break this right now because he's not got any production left over. Nice blink forward by Creator. I think he can take care of this. He's got to get rid of the Banshee with the Stalkers. The immortal and the Adept can take care of the siege tanks. Does get rid of both Banshees. And that is a very impressive hold for young Creator. Wow, 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 wow. I say young. Maybe a year older than Maru. Does take down the Marines and the tanks as well. Both veterans of the scene. Banshee comes in. Observer sees it, but Creator a little slow to react. Has recall available. Banshee's going to dive there. Maru not ready to defend at home, so he dives with the Banshee. Says, I'm happy to sacrifice this as long as I keep you at home. And back on his side, as you can see, a tank and 4 Marines. Not a lot of defenses, but it is enough for now as a Colossus goes up. 3 probes building at a time. I think Creator can recover from here. The Banshee rotating around above the natural. Careful. Where are these Stalkers, mate? Oh, man, where are these Stalkers? They're all in the top right. Creator taking unnecessary damage there. So many probes going down. It's a total of 8. Stim shields and 1-1. Very delayed in this game. You can see he's building Ravens and Interference Matrix. Second and third barracks are not even on their tech labs just yet. But with double upgrades going, I mean, yeah, you're going to go straight to massive 3-base, 5 racks bio, and that could pay off huge. Stalker Sentry hanging out. Banshee's going to come down that right side. Let's see what we get here. Just going to pull back for now. Apologies for my voice giving out a little bit today, by the way. We are running a very long day of lots of casting. Had a very fun viewer tournament earlier today on the Twitch channel. But so excited to cast these replays. I can't wait, man. I know I'll get spoiled if I don't cast them today. Only 1 medevac building right now. Needs just a little bit more gas, does Maru. I expect him to take these gases on his third pretty much immediately as this third command center does land. Creator's not able to get any economic lead. This is always, I always feel uncomfortable when I see a Protoss stuck on 60 workers against a 60 worker Terran, doesn't have an extra base start. It just feels bad. Because, like, we've seen, you know, a good Terran like Maru can come back when he's down a base. He absolutely can. But he's still harassing. He's just, like, slowing down the mining, keeping Creator distracted, keeping Creator away from that 4th Nexus that he so desperately needs. When's the next expansion of StarCraft 2 coming? We might see a new StarCraft 2 game in 2033. No more expansions, but there might be a new one in 2033. That's my estimate based off of my deep knowledge of video game cycles, popularity, and Blizzard's ability to reinvent themselves as a company and make good games again. Observer does get taken down. All right, battery cannon on the right side as well. How many gateways is this? 5 gateways, 2 more on the way. We've got a second forge there. All right, Biotank Raven coming forwards. Stalker gonna pull to the left side. Here we go. This is a big push. Oh gosh, Creator doesn't have the numbers. He can't contest on the left. He can't contest. Interference Matrix. Interference Matrix comes out on the left and the right at the same time. Maru diving on top. Dude, talk about decisive. Widow Mines, Bio just jumping on top of the Colossus. If he gets rid of the battery overcharge, he can just kill the rest. And look, as the Colossus comes down, another interference matrix, not to mention the siege tank. The Prism picks up the Colossus, but it can't even shoot right now. That's just a numbers difference. Maru, yeah, he got enough damage off of this opening. The follow-up Banshee harassment, non-stop slick 3rd command center macro behind it. And I criticized the 3 command center. I felt like it gave Creator some opportunities, but he mixed in enough aggression to not be one-dimensional about it, and I love it. I really do love the way Maru ended up playing this game and the last, ended up playing exceptionally well, finding Creator's weak spots and probing them just correctly. The Marauders may be damaged, but what do you got? What do you got to deal damage? Not a lot. The Colossus goes down to the Marauder Focus Fire. That's one of Maru's favorite moves, is diving forward, clicking on the Colossus when he thinks the Protoss is weak. And he does it once again. GG. Oh, well played. Maru goes to the Grand Finals with a 3-1 scoreline. It's a Maru vs. Dark Grand Finals. Let's go, baby. All right. Time for the Grand Finals. Dark in the top left side, playing for Talon Esports. Maru in the top right for Vitality. And I cannot wait to see how this goes. I do think Maru's a big favorite. And, oh, they actually recovered from replay? Okay, that's so funny, because I loaded up the first replay, and 26 seconds in, they, like, paused, had a whole chat, and then they resumed from replay. I don't know what happened, some lag issue, maybe someone canceled a depot or an overlord or something. I don't know what happened. But they did resume from replay there. I was a little surprised, but it's a big matchup. As I said, Maru, the favorite for this match. But Dark has an ability. There are times, like, I don't know, man. I just, for me, the last big finals I think of was one of those big online Chinese tournaments. I can't remember exactly which one it was. The one where Maru left his door open on Alcyon over and over again, and Dark just kept running Lings in. And Maru was kind of like in a really, really good spot going to 6 command centers. And we know Dark can't really compete with Maru in endgame, right? Like, Maru's so much better at endgame than Dark is. But yeah, Maru just kept leaving his door open and letting Lings in his base, and Dark managed to win. That being said, I don't think that's going to be enough. Like, Maru might make a mistake like that 1 or 2 games. I think Dark also needs to come out of the gates looking fantastic. And the last time he beat Maru in a big LAN finals, I believe, was Valencia 2022. I think it was Valencia 2022. And that one started with Dark doing a really solid, he was a little bit better at Ling Bane back then, I would argue, but he did a really greedy opening, got away with it, and hit a giant 1-1 Ling Bane timing and just killed Maru. Caught him off guard. Maru had a lot of medevacs and Marines on the map, wasn't expecting it, died. Next game, exact same attack, gets him again. Slightly different timing, but like same sort of greedy double upgrade build. And it was a kind of like Dark just started the series with a big advantage. And that still ended up being a 4-3 victory for Dark, barely beating Maru in the end. So I feel like Dark definitely needs to get the better of Maru in the build orders at 1 or 2 points, catch him off guard, get him with a sneaky Ravager Ling or this or that. Okay, Drone's going to fight the SCV and then potentially go for the extractor trick. You can get blocked if you're not fast enough on that. Dark, what are we doing, mate? It's a dead drone now. So guys, once the SCV is standing next to the gas, it can block you from taking it. So that was a big mistake for Dark not to take that so early. His Overlord does go through the base with a full scout, and he will get into the back where it's safe, above the Ghost River. We do have link speed on the way. Sorry guys, I pressed F there, trying to follow the Reaper. Accidentally still had the Overlord selected. Reaper's going to come in. Now, Maru's opening very standard. This map, you got to be afraid of aggression on both sides. Not the biggest fan of the link speed opening on this map. And the reason is, I don't really see a lot of low ground Barracks Reaper openings on this map. So I think it would be good to do one of the greedy builds. On the other hand, if he doesn't open link speed, look at that third base. It's so exposed. Yeah, it's probably too dangerous to skip link speed on this map for Dark. He's going to go for a link counterattack right now while the Queen does secure the third base, guys. Third hatchery goes down. Reaper pulls back. Lings not going to be able to get much. Okay, wow. Big respect for Dark. Doesn't overcommit. Reaper will try to chase him down, but link speed's about to finish. So if that Reaper chases too far, Links could surround it. Oh, Maru should lose that Reaper. Yeah, Reaper goes down. 2 Hellions are going to be popping. SCVs will evacuate from the low ground. Good call there from Maru. Doesn't want to take the risk. Leaves 2 SCVs on the outside. Dark not willing to sacrifice all those things to pick off those SCVs. I think it's a worthwhile trade. With only 2 Marines there, but because he doesn't know when the Hellions are going to pop exactly, he didn't want to risk those Hellions popping and taking his units down. Queen's pumping out of both hatcheries right now. Banshee's on the way. We'll keep an eye on it to see if Cloak starts up. There we go. Cloak does begin. Now, a solid 8 racks, not a bad build on this map, but I think Macro is fantastic here as well. Oliveira and Cyril played a banger of a match. Game 1 on this map. You guys remember Cyril mining out Oliveira's corner base down here? That was actually a beautiful move. I've never seen someone so effectively, so early in the game, steal someone's resources. It wasn't even a super turtle game. It was like an action-packed macro game. Stim's on the way, Banshees as well. Maru's just chilling for now. Overlord speed. Overlord speed. Dark's potentially planning something. But no Roach Warren. What in the heck? That's kind of late to scout with. I'm very confused by what Dark is going to be planning here. Don't tell me he's just doing the Queen Ling all-in. Is he going to do the Queen drop Speedling all-in? That can kill Hellion Banshee pretty well. You got to get across the map very quickly. Second and third barracks into double engineering bay behind this. His Zerglings getting a bit of damage from these Hellions. Hellions are going to try and clean them up, of course. Yeah, Massling Queen's on the way. This is an all-in. Dark is doing... Essentially, it's his Chadray Annihilator that he uses against Protoss, but instead of a Nidus Worm, he's going to use drops. So he doesn't have any Overlords on the other side, though. He should try to load up an Overlord here, drop Lings in the natural. He should also try to have an Overlord down here and drop Lings in the main while bringing Queens across the map. Here we go, guys. 7 Queens, mass Zerglings behind it. There we go. So he's going to drop Queens and Lings all together in the natural, I guess. I think it's the natural he's going for. Yeah, he's already told them to go to this depot. The Lings are going to flood in behind it. Banshees go across the map. Banshees will not be able to deal with an Overseer with this. Speed Overseer plus Queens should be more than a match for it. Lings come in. More Lings behind it. More Lings behind it. He's going to try and trap him. He's going to try and trap him. The Queens jumping on top. The Lings. The Lings. Get in, get in, get in. Dark, get in. Oh my gosh, the Lings get inside. The transfusers start to go down. The Queens are falling, though. The Queens are falling. Nice focus fire from Maru. 1 Banshee down. He's got to kill the other Banshee. As long as Dark gets rid of the other Banshee, this could work out. 6 minutes on the dot. Mass Ling Queen inside your base. Holy crud. I told you guys Dark would need to get the better of the build orders for this to work out. Well, my man has come in with a Dark special. And dude, I mean, right now, Maru needs special emergency services because he needs help right now, man. Call an ambulance, but not for me, says Dark to start this series. That's savage. That was amazing, dude. What a build. What in the hell? Very nicely played there by Dark. A massive surprise. I have not seen that in a long time. Well, now we know what Thingo was copying before. I had not seen GSL, guys, so I didn't realize that this is what Hunter, I think, was trying this against Jason, right? It's pretty fast timing. But yeah, because the Lings are on top of the Hellions, he couldn't raise it. And I think that was a chance to raise it there. But, man, wow. Talk about getting in there with vicious timing. Because normally with Mass Ling, the wall off stops you because you can just drop Queens on the inside of the wall and use them to help tear the wall down as well as keep the Hellions away. What a great way of busting. It's such a quick surprise. Wow. And it's off 47 drones. It's not a small income either. Well done. Well, that was a brilliant way to start this series. Maru caught off guard. Down 0-1 now. And that was a good punishing build for a very short rush distance map. Normally it's the Terran attacks or just a straight up Ravager Ling, right? But that was, no. That was a queen drop Zergling build. Makes it look totally normal because you're building 7 queens, nothing but some Lings for safety, lots of drones for the early stages. And then, haha, bam, explosion across the map. Maru's wall wasn't even a full wall, even if he raised the depot. And queens, of course, were always going to drop on the other side and blast it down pretty quickly anyway. If he could have had a wall up and then fought only against the queens while letting that depot wall by time, would have helped him a little bit. But just a lovely play there from Dark and really well played. I do think with that build, like I said, while you hit the front, having an 8 Ling drop unload in the main and running 8 Lings into the main is almost always worth it. Because I feel like you always have an abundance of Zerglings anyway. And just getting 8 Lings in the main could kill so many workers and do massive damage. So, small detail I'd like to see with that build order in future. Barracks gas coming in. Hatch gas pool on the way for Dark. Very nicely done. I really wonder on this map, Golden Aura, is this now Dark's pick and Ghost River was Maru's pick? Because that's what you'd normally think. Big map, bit better for Zerg. You could play Mutalisks here potentially. I mean, I wouldn't advise it. Unless Dark thinks he can get ahead in the early stages playing Mutaling Bane. But if he could do that opening he did in the last game, then go Mutaling Bane this game, and only then swap to Roach Ravager play, I feel like it would put Maru in a terrible spot. Because Maru's just got so many things to worry about. Then again, just going back to the Roach play that we know you're good at would also be a good idea for Dark. And he's been playing Roaches even off Ling Speed openings. The reason he goes Ling Speed is he's very worried about those 2 and 3 Rex Reaper builds. They caused him a bit of trouble at Dallas, and I think he's just like, nope. You know, because Dark's the guy who doesn't mind being a little behind. Some players are like, no, I can't be behind. I have to be ahead. Dark is like, let's just make sure I don't die. Whatever. Doesn't matter. I'll find a way to win, dude. Reaper arriving right now. Here we go. He's going to come in. Can he get a bit of tax so far? Just going to force a Spore Trick, but Dark's micro on point. Not going to lose that. It's exciting. Don't get to see enough best of 7s of these two play against each other. Good Spore Cancel. Good Ling pullbacks as well. And he's going for the double inject. It's interesting. Yeah, Dark's been very double inject rather than creep focus lately. This just seems to be the way Dark is playing this matchup recently. Third command center on the way for Maru. Maru's playing very generic. Taking a leaf out of Clement Oliveira's book. 3cc focus. To be fair, Oliveira does like a 2x Reaper. He just doesn't like it against, like, Serral. Starport going down. Second gas after Starport. Does delay the second Hellion a little bit, but not by long. First creep tomb is going to spread out here towards the third base. Overlord's perfectly timed for Dark. Notice he's like coming up on the supply block, and as he comes up on supply block, the Overlord's already almost popping. That's really good. Question is, does he keep it up? Dark needs to be so much better on his builds against Maru than he is against lesser Terrans. He gets away with murder against lesser players. Maru's not going to let you get away with that. Roach Horn already. Roach Horn already. No second and third gas though, so it's a defensive Roach Horn. It's a macro Roach Horn. He would need more gas to rush Ravages if he was going to be aggressive. So this is just a Ling Speed into Roach style. Like I said, if you play Mutaling Bane here and get away with the early game, get to the mid game on an even footing, I think it's great for Dark, but playing Roaches really is his forte. Why risk it? Mutas are probably going to be a bit better on Amphion if you can get them there. Map with massive dead space on all sides. Welcome back, Lorraine. Good to see you, mate. GSL Finals played last night, casting this now. Double gas is mining, and oh, the Reaper barely gets that creep tumor before it can burrow itself. Couple more Overlords building. Dark's got 9 lava though, and he's going to spend it all on Roaches. Are we seriously going aggressive off 43 drones? If so, that's crazy. He has to hide it. He cannot let it get spotted. If so, he has to wait for the Banshees to fly across the map. So the way this works is it's a higher economy than normal, but it can work if you hide the move out. But you have to hide the move out. So it's all about the vision. He's sneaking the roaches out. He's sneaking the roaches out the left. He's not sneaking them enough, though. Bad move for Dark. I don't like it. Dark's super committed here, but he's not being sneaky enough. Maru's going to see these roaches and these lings coming, and he'll pull his banshees back if they've moved out at all, which they have not. They are sitting at home right now. Maru sees a roach. He sees a roach. 5 overlords building right now. Dark making sure he doesn't get supply blocked on the rally. Not a bad move, but this is such a delayed attack. And there's going to be 2 banshees ready for it, man. This is not going to find any damage, I don't think. I mean, maybe I'm calling that too early. There is a lot of lings coming from behind. And Roach is going to get a Hellion. Droning has already started. This feels like it's shut down before it began, and I don't see how Dark ever thought this game plan was working. The only way this worked is if he held back numbers, was really sneaky, hit on the watchtower, waits for the Banshees to go across the map, and then when the Banshees arrive at his side, dives in about 6.5 minutes. It had to be a later timing with a surprising massive units. So that build order, I dislike heavily what Dark did there, because there's just no way that's ever going to work against Maru unless Maru's skipping Banshees entirely. Which, and even then, why not hit earlier then? Why would you go to 43 drones before making the Ravager Ling? I know sometimes people don't like me speaking scathingly about players, but Dark's build order luckily was not super all in. So to give it redeeming quality, he committed to a lot of Roach Ravager Zergling. Doesn't throw the army away. Doesn't throw, you know, his economy away either. Too badly, but it still puts him behind. You might think, oh, he's up in workers. What are you talking about, Pig? Mules, guys. Mules, upgrade lead, and 5 barracks established. Maru's ahead of the curve right now. Dark does not have Roach speed started. Desperately needs to start that, and he needs to get his next tech going. Oh, that'll do. He does lose a few drones behind, but he gets 6 SCVs there. I think that was Banshees coming in. Yeah, Banshees came in. One of them almost died. One Roach could get jumped on by the Hellion Reaper. That could set up for the Hellions to get surrounded by the Lings, but they've got Marines behind him. Nice moves. Banshees clearing creep on that left side as well. Infestation Pit's on the way. Dark needs to build a lot of Overlords right now, guys. He needs to build a lot of Overlords. He's supply blocked. He's only got 2 lava available right now. 1 Overlord does begin. Scariest moment for Dark is when a timing attack's coming from Terran, because he often doesn't notice he's supply blocked in this middle stage once there's a lot of action happening. There we go. 5 Overlords building. We'd like to see 3 or 4 more immediately. When you're this high on supply and income, you need to make sure you never get supply blocked again for the rest of the game. Lings running in, though. Great moves by Dark. His Lings have really paid off. And Maru? Guys, Maru's not got a 4th yet. No second factory. He's moving out. Maru's got 2-2 on the way off 5 barracks, 1 factory, 1 starport. He wants to go push against Dark. Feels like Dark was too inefficient earlier in the game, and he can punish him for it. Medevac boost. I love the medevac boost there. He's ready to save that siege tank if it was in trouble. Lings get pushed away. How much Roach Ravager? 15 Roaches, 6 Ravagers, 35 Marines, 2 tanks, man. The 1-1 upgrades are done for Terran. They're not done for Zerg. Roach speed isn't done either. Ravagers in the open. Biles trying to land across the front line. Already a Roach and a Ravager going down. This hatchery's done for. I don't think he can defend this. The tanks aren't sieged up. Now they are. They're about to siege up in the middle of the fight. Roach Ravager pulling back. No cancel on the hatchery. Dark's trying to defend it. He has to hold this position now. He's kind of committed himself, but he's not going to be able to. No Overseer over here, so the Banshee's doing crazy damage. If the Banshees change targets, they can take it out, but the Roach Ravager getting overrun. This is simply because Dark's opening sucked. He just doesn't have the numbers. Maru may be overcommitting, but 3 base versus 3 base usually good for Terran. Maru's definitely overcommitting, sieging his tanks further forward. Maru with a big overcommitment there gives Dark a massive trade. As soon as he killed the hatchery, he should have been heading home. That was a wild choice to continue attacking there for Maru. He does have a 4th command center and a 2nd factory on the way right now, though. New 4th base being built. This is the problem with only taking a 4th and not a 5th, which is what you want to do usually with Roaches, because you're not as lava hungry as you are with Ling Bane. But having the 5th base and being able to just transfer drones, give up that position, would have been so nice. As it is, stuck on even workers with Terran. 3 more barracks, 2nd factory, 4th command center, those things we already mentioned. It's just a massive advantage for Maru. Because when you're an even army supply with a Roach player, the Roach player is actually at half your army supply. Roach supply is very inefficient. Looked like Maru wanted to win there. He's still mad from the last game. He very well may be. He may be a little bit mad about that, but I still think he's in a massive position. Great advantage for him. Does leave a few Marines behind as he goes for the drop. Queens and Spores are there. A bit slow on the Roach Ravager. Gets himself a medevac, though, with a bunch of dudes inside. That Spores not really shooting the medevacs. Good unload position. Don't lose the Viper. Spore Crawler getting some more hits off. That's another medevac almost down. Looks like a few Marines ran in the front as well. 71 workers for Dark. If anyone can bring it back from here, it's Dark. He's playing Roach Hydra Lurker Viper. which is not that great against like heavy tank ghost. But right now, it's only 2 factory tank, and it's incredibly marine focused. He's building nothing but marines out of these 8 barracks. That being said, just holding on against the sheer numbers of Maru is going to be very difficult. Ooh. I do think, man, Dark, if he gets that roach run by in soon, it could do damage, but the planetary will probably be up by the time those roaches arrive. +2 vehicle weapons, 3-3 on the way. Right now it's 2-2 against 1-1. Double upgrade advantage for Maru. Getting a good position. I think he just senses, Dark, your opening's too sloppy. You can't defend your bases. He gets the Viper. He managed to snipe the Viper. And this is massive, man. Oh, even Age of Empires pro gamers are catching flack in this game. That's what happens when Maru's playing, man. He's angry. He's out there for vengeance after that game 1. And he's getting excellent engagements. I mean, look at this. He's so confident. He knows he's just got the edge. He knows that that opening for Dark fell completely flat. Senses he's ahead and just kills him. Dark, unfortunately, going back to old habits in game 2 after a brilliant game 1. He's picking off tanks, he's hanging in there, he's microing his heart out, but he just doesn't have the numbers or the upgrades to contest. And this is how we often see Dark vs Maru games go. Maru, just a bit cleaner than he is in the early stages. It's the same reason Dark can't keep up with Hero. Hero gets ahead against him every game. Maru gets ahead against him most games. Dark's going to need some more surprises, or he's going to need to clean up that early game. He went for a Ravager-ling surprise, but it was just too late this game. Needed to either disguise it better and go a little later, or he needed to go harder and faster. Either of those could have worked, but that kind of awkward 44 drone, very delayed one that gets immediately spotted and shut down, not a great choice by him, and he does find himself just barely trying to survive and hang on in this game. Not trying to be a hype killer here, guys. I mean, Dark's hanging in. You just look at this number, 87 army supply to 75. The Terran army supply is worth double. It is so much more valuable. Dark needs to do some wizard magic right now. He needs to start shooting fireballs out of his roaches' mouths. His Hydras need to start benching 17 Marines on each side of the bar because he is outnumbered, outgunned against a 5-base Terran. He's on 4 base. When Terran's up a base on Zerg and you're playing Roach Hydra and you're relatively even in supply, my gosh, this is nasty. Hats off to Maru, though, for being so decisive. I think a lot of players overthink it when they play Dark. Maru was like, you did Roach Ling, you made a big army, they achieved nothing. I'm ahead, I can kill you. That's essentially Maru's entire planning in this series, in this game, sorry. It was you messed up your early game, I'm ahead, I can get you now. And we've always said, oh, Hydra flank. Does he get the medevac? Gets one. Good snipe from Dark, that was really good. We've always said Maru's big weakness is timing attacks in this matchup. He's getting caught out by big timing attacks. Maru takes the bottom left base. He's got to be careful to not be too wasteful. It is a lot of Roach Hydra now. +3 ranges on the way for Dark as well. He's got 3 Vipers as well. So he could abduct tanks. That sort of thing. Catch a few medevacs maybe here. Good tank positioning on the right side. Vipers might have something to say about it. Roach Hydra's going to shove. Oh my gosh, Maru caught off guard. Blinding Cloud comes in. Abduct comes in. No way. A Ghost gets abducted into the Hydras as well. Bio, F2 move commanding through the Hydras. Maru making massive mistakes. No way. What in the hell am I watching right now? Maru threw away a bunch of Bio and then just stumbles home. Dark just A moves across the map with 2-2 Roach Hydra and wins the game. Are you kidding me? Is this actually... Nice EMP comes down. There's Blinding Clouds. The tank's not even firing. Is he actually going to kill him with a random 2-2 Roach Hydra A move at 13.5 minutes into the game? Only Dark could do this versus a mediocre player, let alone versus Maru. Maru was building a 6th base on location. He was making every single upgrade, every single production structure, 11 barracks. But he just got so cocky there. And you could see it with how Maru was throwing units away in his attacks. Like, even when he won the attack and I was saying, oh, he's overcommitting, he should pull back. Why is he walking tanks into the roaches and sieging them on top of them? He does eventually defend. He's still got a giant economy. Maru doesn't know... Okay, Dark doesn't know about the bottom left. Dark's economy sucks so badly, he still might lose this game. This is Dark fighting hard from behind right now. 15 Marines building at a time. Maru just immediately wants to counterattack. There is no need. Just chill. You have all the upgrade advantage, all the production and economy advantage, even with your SCV count taking it, to be fair. 1, 2, 3 planetaries, not orbitals. He's only got 2 orbitals because he lost one. Maru's income's not that great. He's going to try to rebuild SCVs while doing Bio-Ghost counter pressure. If he could snipe a bunch of Hydras or Roaches, that would be huge. Lurkaden's on the way, +3 Carapace starting, +3 Rangers finished, so at least you're only down 1 upgrade now. Dark, oh! A few snipes going down, but a couple Ghosts fall. I think maybe only 1 or 2 Ghosts. Units lost tab 1,000 in the favor of Maru right now. Another snipe goes down. It's a shame Dark doesn't have... If he had a Ling Bane comp, I really feel like he could take advantage right now, though. Those Vipers aren't as useful as they once were. He's got to pull back or he'll get EMP'd on those Vipers. Now, what do you do here as Dark to finish this game off? I don't think there is a finishing move. I think you just have to slow the game down and play a long game. That's why he's got the Lurker Den now, guys. So he's got the Lurker Den. He's going to start the Lurker upgrades. He's going to try and drone up these gases. So he's on 10 gas now, which is nice. But what do you do with it? I mean, scouting's massive for him. He needs to scout this bottom left base. A Lurker down there would be huge, or even a Roach behind the mineral line. Because if you can deny that base and do a mixture of kind of pulling Maru to the bottom left, but then also potentially run down here in towards the production again, that's big. Because right now, Maru's defenses are focused here in the middle. He can't really branch a lot of his army to that bottom left. And the Hydra sees it. Hydra sees it. Very nice. Marines do take care of that Hydralisk. Nidusworm, I love it. I like the Nidusworm. He's adding Infestors. Most players would feel very awkward and uncomfortable in Dark's shoes because he doesn't have the normal Zerg setup. Dark, though, is not a normal Zerg. You put Dark, honestly, I feel like Dark's the kind of guy, his like life navigating skills, if they're as good as his StarCraft navigating skills, it must be incredible. Like, think about like scary experiences. Like, you wake up, there's a needle in your arm, you're in a strange place, there's a strange like bunch of stitches on your side, you think your kidneys have been removed or something, you're in like a tub filled with ice. I feel like Dark wakes up in that scenario and is like, oh, what happened here? Let's figure out a good game plan for this. Like I feel like he'd be so chill. The man's a psychopath. Anyway, triple drop does come back for the Nidusworm. Nidusworm tries to go in. But you know what? Effective distraction. That's a dead planetary. He should trap the SCVs as well. He should go back, cut off those SCVs. We're letting those SCVs escape, are we, buddy? We're gonna let them escape? Looks like we are. Fair enough. Big counterattack in the top. Lurkers ain't ready. Fungal's gonna be good for damaging them, but it won't actually kill anything, guys. He's gonna kill one ghost. Oh, but wait, he can pop out Lurkers. He's going to pop them out now, though. He's attacking down here. Roach Hydra Lurker attacks that. Another planetary's going to go down. Maru loses 2 planetaries. Lurkers are out, though, but there's no detection. There's no detection here. There is Cloak ready on those ghosts. Those ghosts running sideways. They do dodge most of those Lurker spines, but the Roach Hydra continues in. He's got to pull back. Dark's too far. He's going too deep. Dark's going too deep. This army's getting way too sloppy. Nice Blinding Cloud. Nice Blinding Cloud. Never mind. Blinding Cloud's amazing. If he can abduct that tank on the south as well, that would be huge. But the Roach Hydra has to stay back. One more abduct on that siege tank would be big. He's going to try and get out of here. That's the biggest thing. He's going to Nidusworm the main at the same time. He just ripped Maru's economy apart. Remember, Maru only has 2 orbitals right now. He's trying to rebuild his command centers, but he doesn't have them just yet. Lurkers starting to get sniped. Nice moves by Maru, but not so nice if you're distracted and your main base gets opened up. Maru cannot be sloppy against Dark today. Because if you play sloppy StarCraft against Dark, Dark will drag you down into that sloppy game and beat you with experience. The Hydras, the Infestors coming out. There are ghosts right next to the Nidusworm. They do go down. Dude, the Infestor, he throws a Fungal. Nice zoning Fungal, but I think we have to leave, maybe? I don't know, man. This is so awkward for Maru to get up the ramp. Those Lurkers actually reach the ramp. They do such big damage. There's no Overseers. There's no Overseers. That's a problem because the Ghosts can kind of move forward. Actually, can they, though? Can they, though? Maybe there is detection there. I'm not sure if there was detection or he was just attacking the buildings and getting the ghosts with the splash damage, which very well may have been the case. Dude, Dark just cleared out the main base of Maru. I cannot believe it. Game 2 of this Grand Finals. Dark does a drunk Ravager Ling push. It gets completely shut down. He transitions out of it, but is too far behind. So Maru wrecks his 4th base with a timing, gets in with another timing attack, gets a massive lead. And then Dark just A-moves some Roach Hydra across the map with some lovely Viper usage, admittedly. It's not really an A-move, but it's like kind of a desperate outmatch counterattack. Gets crazy damage. And now, in a messy game, he's ripping Maru apart. Look at that. Parasitic bombs going down on the medevacs. The Vipers run away. Multiple medevacs getting popped. The Vipers evading the Marines. So many medevacs going down. Oh my gosh, he even abducts a medevac into 2 Hydras. And he's got Hydra Lurker here coming out of the main to find even more damage. Dark is a savage. Dark is an absolute savage. He's way up in supply. He's got this 4th base rebuilt, new 5th base down there that he can transfer drones to. Lurker's going to deny that base while coming in on this side at the same time. He's got Lurkers on the front as well. Maru under siege from all sides. And guys, this is the sort of game that gives you a traumatic experience. What in the hell happened there? This is one of the funner, crazier, sloppier GSL finals games I've ever seen. Wow. I have to look back at this game and go, what is going on here? I know I'm harsh, but they both fumbled this so hard. This first attack makes no sense for Dark. I think I've already covered why. Like I said, you have to wait for the Banshees to come across. I thought Dark was doing a really smart, sneaky attack. And then he just like moved across for no reason. And I was like, well, you're just going to show your roaches. It's not a very good attack. I think he accidentally showed his roaches, maybe. I think he just mistimed it. But yeah, so this was a great attack for Maru, right? He's just so decisive because he's so far ahead. And this is great. This is good. This is really good. Just kill the base and then you pull back. This is where anyone pulls back. For some reason, Maru's like, no. I need to siege further forward and fight out of range of my tanks. The tank finally got one shot off on a roach there. Gets another shot. Now he's like, no. We're going to keep going. Which just, why? Dude, you have a 4th command center building against a 3-base Zerg. Like, why did we move these tanks forward and lose these last marines? So that's really bad. That's really, really bad by Maru, right? So first move. Describes amazing game as a fumble. It was a massive fumble. It was. This was a huge fumble. I mean, I'm with you guys in chat, guys. That was a massive fumble. Someone said it in chat, and I was just reading the chat comment, but I think you're right. Dark played well from behind, and only Dark would have been able to resurrect that. It takes two sides to make that happen, always. It takes one player being very, very clutch, and one player shitting the bed. This drop was okay. I think this drop was fine. Like, you got to give credit where it's due. Dark played like a legend, but he was in a really bad position where Maru never should have given him the opportunity to get back in as well. That's a fine drop. That's okay. That's not too bad, guys. Yeah, he's bleeding out a few Marines, but it is what it is. Now, he's building like 12 Marines at a time. What I find weird here is he wasn't building tech labs on these barracks for a while, guys. Why wasn't he building tech labs? Like, it's like he still just thought, I'm just going to all in you. Don't you to me, this felt really unnecessary. Like, why aren't we just, like, you're on 4 base. Why aren't we just going tech labs? It felt like Maru kind of just got really cocky here. It felt like he was disrespecting Dark's situation on this second attack. Let's take a look at this one. And I mean, it kind of works out, doesn't it? He's not even fighting in range of his tanks again. He's just like, whatever, I can just kill you. Kills the base here, right? I'm trying to remember. Yeah, no, he didn't. So this is a really bad fight, actually. This is a terrible fight for Maru, isn't it? Like, it was this like disrespectful kind of cocky fight, and then he loses all these tanks. That was a very, very cocky fight. Yeah, it was a very cocky fight from Maru. So he throws all of his tanks away. He's still building like 12 Marines at a time, and he builds 3 more barracks, a Ghost Gate. So he's going 11 barracks. It feels like Maru's just trying to like overwhelm with raw numbers. And even though he was very cost efficient earlier in the game, you can see this fight makes no sense as well. Like, why is he attacking there? So he finally pulls back at that point. But that was a bunch of really sloppy attacks, right? He then attacks over here, and he loses a few guys. So a few more Marines go down. Parasitic Bomb gets a medevac. Hydras kill another medevac. He loses a bunch more bio there. He then goes straight back to attacking. He's finally built tech labs on these barracks, which is great. Adds concussive. He gets his 3/3 upgrade advantage. But then he loses a medevac here. So he gets himself like maybe a roach and a morphing ravager. That's all he gets. And he loses a medevac. So he's throwing away a lot of units over these last few minutes. And you can see he's only on 2 tanks and they're on the map. And he's nowhere near maxed. So even though he's miles ahead, he's actually hemorrhaged so many units over the last few minutes. The units lost tab is getting so much closer. Yeah, Maru played very wasteful this game. This was incredibly sloppy. This is a wild play from Maru. And then his tanks are out in the open and the Vipers just seal it. Because he's like, well, as long as I hold position with tanks, I might be okay. But he's got so little Marine Marauder. And the Vipers are just like, lol, Blinding Cloud, lol, Abduct. This is a sick counterattack. But then also these guys move command in. Is it? Wow. Maru messed this up so bad. He built more tanks in this game than there were siege tank shots. I think Wriggle's correct, guys. I'm not even kidding. At this point, he's lost 10 tanks. I think in siege mode, I don't know if they've even fired 10 times in siege mode this game. If they have, most of them are on like a hatchery and lava up here. That's crazy. All right, well, I talked about Valencia and how Dark has to start with an advantage if he's going to win this Grand Finals. He has to get some build order edges. I think his build was not great, but Maru is playing peculiar. That looked like, I don't know if he's traumatized from Serral in Dallas or what, because Dark's not playing like Serral. But Maru threw away so much army. The first push from him on the fourth base was brilliant, and then he unsieged his tanks, moved them into melee range, got them all killed, attacked again, fought outside of tank range the entire fight, lost all of his bio and tanks, and then he lost about another 20 Marines and medevacs in the middle of the map trying to continue pressure, and just got jumped on because he just didn't have any units at home. And this is while Maru was miles ahead, and we also know that Maru is infinitely better than Dark in a macro game. Like, Maru, I don't know if Maru's ever lost endgame to Dark in the last 5 years. Don't get me wrong, early late game, there was like that famous Neo-Humanity game. I think Neo-Humanity was the game with the mineral wall on your third base, right? So I think it was Neo-Humanity, the kind of yellowy gold tile set map, where Dark massively out multitasked Maru one game in like early late game. I remember that was like stunning. That was really well played. You know, Dark's done that once or twice on Glittering Ashes to him. But if you get to like proper late game, planetaries everywhere, Maru is unstoppable. So when he plays like that, it looked like a guy just disrespecting his opponent and thinking, I'm so far ahead, I'm just going to throw stuff at you. It's wild to see Maru play like that. Might be that Maru saw Dark struggle with Clem's pressure in the past and he was trying to replicate it. It felt like he was trying to pressure too much. It definitely felt like he was just, I'm going to kill you. You can't handle this. If I just keep attacking, you can't handle it. And Dark was falling behind from the first attack, but every attack after that, it felt like closed the distance between the two of them. When the second attack failed to kill the fourth base, I thought Maru would go, oh, okay, maybe I'm putting a bit too much special sauce on this. Let's slow down. But I've always said, over the last few years, you guys can go look through my channel many times when I'm casting Zerg vs. Terran. Maru is amazing at early game and amazing at late game. His mid game is his, in quotation marks, weak spot because he's only, you know, an 8.5 out of 10 there. He's still very good there. Oh, he gets a drone. But his like cheesy builds, his early timings are really good. But there's like a point in the mid game where it's back and forth where he's not quite as powerful. Whether that's because of his shoulder injury that leads to him struggling to play as fast as he used to or other reasons, we don't know. He definitely got sloppy on the strategic side there. 3 Reaper opening. And now, interestingly, guys, Dark's go on Ling speed, but loses a drone. Doesn't have a third base down, which normally you see Dark build a third base in the face of this. Building a third queen. He's got an Overlord on the way. I like the Lings pulling back there, waiting for the queens to save their bacon. Nicely done. And he went double inject. Remember, double inject allows you to very quickly drone up this natural base. And I think this is maybe what Dark took from watching Cyril's games, by the way. Because Cyril does it off 15-15 when he plays Maru, but you'll notice that he always very quickly saturates his natural with those 2 injects. Overlord in the back does see the third command center, right? Yeah. But Marines killing the Overlord is a nice move. Maru's going to be back in the pressure position with the 2 racks opening. Factory comes down behind it. And he's going to go for the Hellions. Hellbat Marine timing seem to be really common right now, especially on this map for whatever reason. Roach Horn's on the way for Dark. Link speed into Roach Horn. This is just how Dark's playing. Oh, it's a Ravagerling. He's going to go Ravagerling. And you know what, guys? These builds with the natural wall off are kind of weak to it. But I gotta say, can this hit as sharp a timing as like one of Cyril's really early like Roach speed or Ravagers, you know, 6-8 Ravager pushes with queens? Not necessarily. If there's a starport that comes in, it will shut this down. It's a starport build. He's going to go Banshee. I mean, it's a late Banshee though, right? It's going to be one Banshee. I think Maru's in a good spot to defend this. Banshee's not as common off this opening, but it's such a good idea because Dark just showed a lot of Ravager Ling all-ins against Cure. He shows he wants to be killing Terran early. Dark really trying to force the issue here, man. This is 3 games in a row all-ins. This might be too much aggression. At a certain point, you can't just keep winning with the same move, right? Work 2 games in a row versus Cure, but that's not going to work versus Maru, I don't think. I don't know the results of this game, but for me, this doesn't feel like a great plan. Roaches get spotted. They just got spotted there, guys. I'm pretty sure. No, he should be checking that high ground. Maybe he didn't see it. He might have barely missed it. No bunker. No bunker. He may have barely missed it. He's got a Banshee on the way, but these Reapers and Hellions need to see these Roaches. 4 Ravagers making mass circling on the way. No bunker. Not spotting it until so late. He only sees it now. Okay, he sees it now. Double Engineering Bay just went down. Not the most useful thing right now. Still not building a bunker. I think he's decided whatever, it's too late. Banshee's coming out. He needs a second one. He's supply blocked. He's supply blocked. He's trying to build depots. He doesn't have energy for a supply drop right now. Unfortunate. Trapped on 69 supply. Maru's depot finally finishes there. Dude, Stim. 5 seconds away. He's got to repair it. Good repairs. Good repairs. Bile's taking down a lot of the SCVs already, though. Nice, but Stim does end up surviving. The Ling's not able to go in just yet. And look at that. Very nice repairs. He's going to take down the depots. A couple of Roaches and Ravagers already falling. The Banshee putting a timer on this. As long as the Marines and Hellions stay up the ramp, he's safe. Banshees try to get Bile down. Roach Ravager running in. Dark's trying to wait with the Zerglings. But look at this. Maru's so patient. And Maru just runs his workers away. So smart. The Lings go for whatever's exposed on the low ground. Dark's going to have to drone up behind this. There is no way he kills Maru in this scenario. He is killing the production, though. The Banshee. The Banshee's 1 Bile from death. 1 Bile on that Banshee. If it lands, Maru! Oh, he dodges. He dodges. Instead, 2 Zerglings go down to the corrosive Bile. More Lings coming in. The Hellions and the Marines with Stim coming down. The Ravagers going down. The Banshee does dodge yet another Bile. The second Banshee's out as well. Only 4 SCVs went down. That is a beautiful hold for Maru. Barracks with 25 kills on the left side. Oh, gotta repair that Barracks. 25 hit points, I should say. Whoa, Barracks barely saves it. Depot in the top right will burn down, though. That's okay. Barracks in the top right of our screen burns down. Barracks survives. Wall is back up. Beautiful hold for Maru despite a late scout. That was a fantastically calm defense. Stays on top of the ramp. And as I said, you've all in 2 games in a row. Maru's playing the safest he can. He builds a 3rd Banshee. He's like, dude, I'm going to play safe for the rest of this series. I'm down 0-2. Like, I'm not going to die to any more all-ins. And I think the fact that Maru's playing so safe means Dark should be able to play a bit of a greedier game. And I think this should have been a greedy map for him, but I think now on the next one he's going to go greedy. But Maru might be able to predict it and hit him with something to take advantage. Banshee's coming forward. And that's no matter who wins this game, because obviously after the last game, I ain't counting Dark out until Dark's in the ground covered. I really thought Maru's the kind of player who would never let a game slip away from that sort of advantage. But there's a first for everything, right? Serral got 4-0'd by Rogue in 15 minutes once. It happens to everybody. It was an online tournament, you know? There's excuses Serral fans will make, but it happens. Everyone has those moments where they have a game or a series where things go rough. And I think right now, Dark, yes, his openings are rough, but that's always Dark's openings. His ability to play from there is always exceptional, but hard to do when you don't have many overseers yet. Where's his overseer? It should be coming up here now. He does have an overseer. I just don't know where it is. 8 drones. Not bad for 3 Banshees, especially when you don't lose one. Where is that overseer? It's finally coming over from this bottom side. Marines coming forward. I don't think the Ling sees it. Uh-oh. Dark has no idea. Dark's droning right now. He's making burrow and an infestation, but he's thinking about a 4th base. He has no idea about the Marines and Hellions. He's only got 10 Roaches. If he doesn't start building Roaches right now, Dark will be dead. Dark's in trouble. Marines show up on creep as the first thing. He thought the army would come down the other side. Dark with a bad Zergling patrol path, but luckily for him, not enough Marines to take advantage. 10 Roaches will be enough to scare Maru away. Maru just being respectful. I mean, Maru wasn't really planning to full-on attack. It was just a pressure for him. Dark gets away with murder. He starts going Infestors here. It's going to be Roach Hydra Lurker yet again. I think that's a good comp. I do like Roach Infestor into the old Lurker Viper style. It's an older style, the Cave Bob style, as the European Zergs like to call it. It's been a while since he did it. It's random Roach attack into Roaches, a couple of Infestors for splash, and then Lurker Viper. He did it very well a few years ago. It's been a while since he brought it out. Dead 4th base, no cancel. Dark smiles behind in this game. He's going to need a killer Fungal. Fungal Bile on the Marines, maybe? Here comes the Infestor. Infestor's going for it. There's no Roach speed, though. Great Fungal. Absolutely massive Fungal. Medevac goes down. Infestor, number 2, walks into its death. Maru is too far ahead after shutting down the early timing, though. And it's looking like he will triumph. Maybe not quite. Siege tank, pick up and leave. Yeah, Maru learning his lesson from the last game. Not overcommitting this time. Gonna save the tank, go home. Still fantastic trades because he has a 4th command center halfway done. 4th hatchery's only just started for Zerg. It's also way ahead on the upgrades. Still got a Banshee for map control, and it's going to get a Ravager. Though the Queen does get revenge and take that Banshee out. Oof. Whoa, Pig, you've been streaming for 8 hours? That's right, guys. We had a big viewer tournament, and this GSL day has been rather epic so far. Am I getting paid overtime? Yeah, I get time and a half, guys. If you were gonna subscribe, you have to give me 1.5 subscribers now, okay? That's how this works. Marine tank coming in. Infestor on the right side there. Roaches trying to come down. Hatchery on that left side. Nice stimmy stim for the winnie win. Dude, Dark's just in so much trouble. He's just going to be playing from so far behind. No +2 carapace is a big problem. I like that he's building more Infestors, though. Dark is an absolutely clutch beast when it comes to Roach Infester. And you guys know, I've been talking about Roach Infester into Ling Ultra. I think the one problem I have with Dark doing this style is if he played Roach Infester into Ling Ultra instead, it would be even better. Oh, no, he's not watching. He loses an Infester and a hatchery kill. Dark. Oh, he thought Maru was rotating to the other side, and he lands the fungal way too late. If he fungled and got those Marines trapped on the ground, he could kill a lot of that. This sort of Marine pressure is so dangerous against Burrow Fungal when they have Burrowed Infestors, but Dark's not managing it correctly. I mean, he doesn't have a lot of map vision, so it's understandable. Nice Fungal. Good Biles on the front line. Gets a medevac. He's got 4 Infestors. Should have 5 of them. Another Infestor in the open on the left side. Oh, no. He loses another Infestor. Maru taking advantage on the right side as well. Fungal. Fungal could be good. He catches. Okay, full medevac does go down as well as a bunch more Marines, but can Dark defend the right side? This is his 4th base. If he loses this 4th base again, he is screwed. Maru's been on 4 base for a long time. Roach is trying to trickle in on that right side. He doesn't have the numbers. There's 5 siege tanks there. And that time, Maru, a little bit more calculated, pushes home the advantage after stuffing Dark's desperate all-in. All right, that was the Maru we're used to. Beautiful hold from Maru there. Just looked absolutely fantastic. I think the pulling back to the high ground is just so important. And that's one of the things when you first start playing Terran and you die to a lot of Zerg all-ins and you eventually realize getting stuff up here, much more powerful than down here. You pull back up this ramp, that choke point with a bunch of Hellions and Marines on top of it becomes very hard for the Zerg to break up. Splash damage, just the concentrated firepower, the units of the Zerg getting stuck behind each other makes a big difference. So we really need to see Dark show some more macro-centric play, make it look more like a normal game. Because what I loved about his all-in in game 1 is it looked so much like a normal build, and then bam, the big all-in came out. On Golden Aura, I actually thought he was just playing a macro build because his attack was so late, and then he just kind of went for it much later than we'd initially expected, which not the biggest fan of that one. The last game, I think that could work, but Maru just happened to be going Banshees. So the safety of Maru is now blocking Dark 2 games in a row. Even though Dark won the second game, right? He was behind off the opening, off the Ravagerling. So I don't want to see any more Ravagerling this game, especially on this map. Not tight, narrow ramp here on the natural. Maru's playing really safe Banshees pretty much every game. I'd like to see Dark play a bit more of a macro-centric game. I think the Infestors are one of his best units, one of his best tools. What we do miss, though, like I said, is the fact that he always, when he wants to play Infestors, he locks himself into Lurker Hydra. And he played a good game with it earlier, but I don't really see him being able to play that style on this map. I mean, these bases are really spread out. I think you have to play into Ling Ultra. That being said, I'm almost certain he'll play Ling Bane here. Number 1, he's afraid of 2x Reaper, so he's going to go Ling Speed like he's been doing every game to block the 2x Reaper that Maru loves, which makes perfect sense. But number 2, it's just the spread on these bases is so high that you absolutely know he wants to play Ling Bane, because if you open Roaches on this map, it's just hard to make work. Thank you for the raid, Infestor. Appreciate it, mate. Reaper's coming in. All right, let's see if we can get some tax. Good Zergling micro so far. Still about 8 seconds till those Queens are on the map. Let's see what the Reaper can get. Good dodge on the grenade. And the Zerglings allowing the drone to stay relatively safe. We'll have to pull it back now. And those last 2 Zerglings are ensuring the safety for the moment. Man, I felt like those Queens were a little late. I don't know. This Queen feels like it just came out a little bit later than it probably should have. At the end of the day, though, Queen does deflect. Reapers get out of there. Don't lose anything except a Spore Trick. Tiny bit of mining time. Zerglings will all regenerate. Good hold by Dark. Factory goes down immediately after the 3rd command center. So it's 3 command center, then factory. And then we're going to see Tech Lab and Reactor. No 3rd base. Dark's really just saying, let's not give away that 3rd hatchery kill. Double Overlord Pops needs to be droning right now. Ooh, he loses one of those damaged drones. Good micro by Maru. Oh, and Dark couldn't quite reach. Almost got the Reaper, but not quite. Good damage. Dark's really slow on his droning, guys. This is a sloppy build. He squeezes a 3rd. Oh, he wanted to go 3rd base before droning up. Okay, he hid the drone on the left. All right, no worries. That's fine. That's fine. I thought he was just sitting on that lava for no reason, but he was saving the minerals for the hatchery. Nicely done. Factory's going to go on the reactor. Are we going to go Banshee yet again? It looks like it. This looks exactly like a Banshee opening one more time. Yeah. Okay, so he said, look, if I just play Banshee every game, the only thing I can die to is that surprise Queen Ling push. There's no way Dark's going to do that again in this series. If he does, I'll be ready for it. I'll spot it coming. Dark's playing a macro game by the looks of things. If he doesn't start a Roach Warren in the next few seconds, then he's pretty much locked into Lingbane. Lately, he's been playing a lair into fast Baneling Nest. The only problem I have with his Lingbane is his fourth hatchery is kind of late. And already at his third base is a little delayed. Was supply blocked for a little there, but he does end up getting it. Getting the queen started, that is. 5 queens out, 6th one building. Hellion Reaper's going to come forward. Of course, Maru doesn't know that the third base is on the other side. He finds out now. But we're going to feel a little bit of panic with how all-in Dark's been in this series, going, oh, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Sees the hatchery, sees the queens. Looks like a pretty hefty queen count. Double Evo. Double Evo chambers coming in. All right. Dark's playing a proper macro game this time. A few Zerglings just in case the Hellion Reaper tries to run past. Not much transfuse energy right now. Looked like he pulled every queen to the front. So he's having to build 3 new queens to replace these ones. That will bring him up to a total of 8, which is a pretty safe queen count. Double engineering bay, no sign of an armory. Only a few Hellions, like 4. Cloaked Banshees are coming out now as well. First one will be getting onto the map soon. It is one melee carapace. Baneling Nest is on the way. I think what I'd like to see from Dark is a preemptive Lingbane run bys. What I mean by that is setting up squads of units on the map so when Maru pushes, you're in position to counter push. I think that's because I think Dark's really good at those sort of moves and getting the game to be really messy. So I'd love to see that. He sees the Banshee coming out. Immediately he builds a Spore Crawler in his main base and starts a lair as well. Very good move. He will need to build a Spore in his natural and third as well in the near future. This is a much better game from Dark. I like it. I like it. And it's what he needs to do as well, not only for the map, but in general, so that Maru isn't thinking, you're a one-trick pony and I just need to block this. No Spore in the natural or third is crazy, guys. Guys, there's 2 Cloaked Banshees coming. Actually, only 1. Only 1 Cloaked Banshee. Maybe Maru was supply blocked, so he couldn't build one, so he decided just 1 for now. Skipping the Spore in the natural is insane. If this Banshee goes to the natural, like, Dark is just literally assuming he's not going to go down there. That's such a crazy move. It's such a gamble, and it works for now. But look, if it sees the Spore building... So luckily for him, Maru's being really respectful. But now Maru's like, wait a second, are you serious? Lings try to do a run by it. They don't do anything. He's trying to mass transfuse a single drone. He just transfused a drone 4 times, guys. 7 drone losses, and he's not even that high on workers. Sloppy from Dark. There's no other way to describe that. That was very sloppy. 4th base is on the way. Almost finished. Armory's coming in as well. So, does Maru feel ahead? Does he feel like if I just shove with 5-Rex Marine Tank Medevac, I can do damage and kill your 4th? Because that's what he's done a lot in the last few games, right? Is I'm just going to shove, take out your base, I'll delay my 4th. Ooh, Ling Run by, but bad Ling Run by. I don't think this does damage. Because look, the whole army's there. He's going to try and get the tank. Oh, he's going to get the tank. Can he get many SCVs, though? Because he's trapped in here. I think Maru's fine. 5 SCVs go down. Getting a depot on the left side. I just don't know if that's a good move. This feels to me like the Dark that's been playing the SC Evo Complete show matches. Where he'll dive in with Lings into chaotic positions. These guys just mineral walk. You're not going to get any kills. He gets 1. Can he get a second? Just 1 SCV there. That's all he got. I mean, mining time's good. He's got a hive on the way, but Dark's worker count's not that impressive, and he's not been spreading creep during this. Notice how this creep hasn't really been spreading. Finally spreads it forward. It's an odd style from Dark, but his upgrades are now way ahead. Maru got very distracted and panicked there. His 2-2's way behind. This might be what he needs. Throw Maru off his upgrades, see what you can do. Problem is, we don't need to attack right now. Remember what I said, preemptive counterattacks? Set up and go for the counterattack when he moves out. The problem here is he's not really waiting for Maru to go out. If Maru's drop didn't see that, he would have just ran into the base again. And yes, the SCVs, some were damaged. But if you keep throwing all your Zergons away, like right now, your army is tiny as Dark. Baneling's rolling in. There's 2 SCVs in a refinery. Building depot as well. Not too bad. A couple of Infestors. I love Infestor Ultra. I think it's a great style. But I think he's going to be playing this without Corruptors. And Corruptors or Hydras, some sort of anti-air, very necessary on site Delta. There's equal upgrades. 1-1 versus 2-2. Marines on the south side. Infestor in the open. Whoa. Infestor may need to do a zoning fungal. Dark, a crazy man. Leaves the Infestor just standing there, facing off with those Marines, hoping to catch him. Doesn't use the fungal, though. Good job to save it. Queen does get trapped by the Queens. Hive's done. Ultra Cavern. Adrenal Glands. All right, Dark's in a good spot now, guys. He did end up getting in a really good spot because Maru was not able to push him. 4th Command Center is almost finished, but it's not crazy fast. 2nd Factory and 8 Barracks are on the way for Maru as well. He does save the drop in the north. He's got a drop in the bot, a drop in the top. And there's plenty of queens in that main base. Needs a creep Tremere. He should have creep to the edge. Yeah, there we go. Dark fixes that. No creep on the south side. He's creep in the middle. Has not really been spreading very frequently, but that's because Maru's keeping him busy. No one spreads their creep very well when they've got Maru double dropping them. 4th Command Center floats down. 5th Command Center on the way. Maru's going to start preparing for a longer game. No Vipers yet, guys. I mean, look at what these drops are doing. You need anti-air. You can't play no anti-air for the whole game. Because look at how much it's hurting the creep spread right now. A single Viper starting to pop parasitic bombs on these would be epic. He's going to try and move his queens around to shut these drops down. Fungal might be worth it here. He could kill that medevac with a fungal. Yeah, that would have been worth. 5th Command Center on the way. 6th one as well. Drilling Claws coming in. 3 more Tech Lab Barracks. Maru's getting set up for that long game we talked about. But remember, Maru's late game these days, for those who don't know, it's changed. 2 years ago, Maru would go mass orbital. He never does that anymore. Only if the game goes very long. Normally, he'll take a 4th, he'll take an aggressive 5th, he'll take an aggressive 6th. He might get 4 or 5 orbital command centers, but very rarely will he get more than that until super endgame. He's more about keeping up a really high worker count. Notice he's on 90 workers, and he'll just keep aggressively taking planetaries and just keep trying to basically push you down with his superior numbers and his overwhelming economy. That being said, he's building 4 command centers, so maybe against Dark, he'll be a bit more passive and set up for the long game. Baneling drop. Baneling drop. Maru a little slow to pull away, but he pulls away at the perfect moment. It almost baited the Overlord in. Viking starts up on the starport as well to make sure he can get rid of this drop, because otherwise that drop's going to be annoying. Oh, Infestor in the bottom once again caught out. Dark losing one of his only 2 Infestors that had so much energy built up on it. Massive Ling Bane timing. What in the hell? The SCV's hiding in the corner right now, cowering away from those Zerglings. Baneling's rolling up that ramp. Going to take out a lot of Widow Mines on their natural. A few Banelings in there would have been massive. The Ling Bane trying to roll in. The Marines are out of position. Trying to shove it in here is absolutely crazy. But you know what? It might actually work out. The Ling Bane is doing pretty big damage to Maru's economy right now. And this is a fragile point. Remember, Terran is so weak when they're trying to build up their orbital count. Dark with the killer instinct realizes there's just so much Marine Hellbat out of position. This is a point where Maru gets greedy. Remember, Maru showed against Cyril, he doesn't like to max out. He likes to just get to 170, 180 supply and then slowly build all of his upgrades and infrastructure. And there is a weakness there. Cyril showed that multiple times. If you commit to a giant attack, it can catch Maru out and wipe him out. And I really think Cyril studied that Dallas series so hard because he dove in so committed. Ling Bane rolling forward. That's huge. That is massive. The Baneling's going after the SCVs. Oh my gosh, so many SCVs going down. This is the classic Dark maneuver that we've seen rip Maru apart on occasion. I was not expecting to see it so soon here, though. The Ling Bane coming forward, the Infestor coming forward. EMP is on the Infestor there. Ling Bane rolls on top of the Marines and Ghosts, getting surrounded. A lovely swarm from Dark, and he's just so far ahead. He's eviscerated the economy of Maru, turned it into a fine, bloody, acid-coated mist. And right now, Ultras are on the way. 3-3's about to kick in for Zerg, whilst +3's not even done for Terran. Dark takes the game and the series... the game 3-1. I was going to say the series. He takes the game and keeps the momentum. And most importantly, he does it off a macro game. That's so important. If he didn't do this off a macro game, he was in trouble. Look at that Ling Flood. Let's check that situation. Was he just out of position with too much stuff? Because I'm genuinely curious, like, what happened there? I mean, I feel like Dark was just planning to run Lings in the main all series long, right? Because that's kind of what he was doing earlier as well. All game long, it seems like the plan was charge Zerglings in. Okay, so there's a full medevac there, 2 medevacs there, and like 4 or 5 medevacs there. And Dark's just like, was he planning to do this before this came in? That's my question. So we look at this from Dark's point of view, because this felt reactive. It's like, okay, cool. You got to drop 2 drops on. You got a few drops on the top. Hold on a second. Oh wait, there's wait. 7 Marines, 10 Marines, and another 7 Marines. That's 17 Marines, a Reaper, and 4 medevacs in the top, and then 5 medevacs, 4 Hellbats, and 15 Marines in the bottom. Man has like 40 Marines and 9 medevacs on the map. He's got nothing at home. He has literally 3 siege tanks and like a few Marines and Widow Mines. He's maxed out with no units at home. And remember, this is also the weakness of having 90 workers. This is a massive weakness of 90 workers, guys, is you're so down on army supply when you're both maxed. And check this out from Dark's vision, because I want to see how he recognizes this. He's just clicked his army across before he even sees the drop in the bottom, guys. No, he sees it. He sees it now. This Overlord wins him the game. This Overlord wins Dark the game. Check this out, guys. He sees 5 medevacs there, medevac there, medevac there, and I think he also was aware of these 2 medevacs because they've been skirmishing with him. So he just is like, oh, your whole army's on my side of the map? Huh. All right. Yeah, look, this is Dark's vision. He looks down there. He moves in with the Bane drop. He starts moving his army south, and it kind of dawns on him here where he's like, wait a second. You have nothing at home. I can just click my army into your base. I was like, yeah, I'll just pull away from the south. Whatever. You can kill a hatchery. I don't care. I'm still on 5 bases. You got nothing to defend. Oh my gosh. Yeah, he can't raise the depot because the Widow Mines are burrowed on top of it. Wouldn't have made too much difference. Might have. Maybe it stacks up the Banelings and then a good Widow Mine shot gets off. Damn, dude. Because he's not even building Marines right now because he was maxed. And now he queues up some Marines now, but even then he's not non-stop building Marines, and he's kind of screwed already. Wow. Holy crap. Dark is on a roll. Fantastic play. A little breakdown at the end of that game showed us that Maru just tried to do too much. You can't have 9 medevacs of Marines on the map, and also, ooh, proxy barracks, proxy second barracks for his Reaper. I like this. I like this. This is a nice move. You can't have 9 medevacs of Marines on the map and 90 SCVs against a 75 worker Zerg and expect to defend at home. Just needed, maybe if his tanks were fully walled off behind buildings or something, or like some of them were in the natural behind there, behind the planetaries, you know, I don't know, maybe. But definitely felt like Maru just getting a bit too confident, trying to attack everywhere on the map and mass expand and make 1 billion workers at the same time. And I think on that map, you get so spread into the far wings of the map with your pressure of the drops. Dark just realized you're out of position, dude. Oh, that SCV building in the best spot, dude. Look at that SCV. Did he just build for like 30 seconds in the unattackable spot? Dark's going to be mouthing. Dark's like, what the hell, man? Dark was going to go for a gasless 3 hatchery build, guys. If he still goes for it, the man's a mad lad. He's got 600 minerals. Okay, he's changed his mind. He's not going to do it. 2 queens, 6 zerglings. Dark going to try and be a little bit safer. He needs to build an overlord. Dark, overlord, overlord, overlord. You've got... Okay, he's going to go 2 more zerglings first. He needs to build overlords right now. There we go. Okay, he wants 8 zerglings before going for that. It's very important that he builds another overlord as well, pretty much straight away, because he needs to build not just 4 queens. Off this opening, he probably needs to go 6 queens. At least 5. Dark doesn't go mutas versus Terran at all, hey? He does, guys, just not very often. Muta's pretty rare these days. Hard to not die. Oh my god, slow zergling surround? Maru is not feeling it today. He's not feeling it. What's going on, man? You are not meant to be getting Reapers surrounded by slow zerglings there. I mean, Dark is on fire right now, but hot. Come on, man. Maru. That's unfortunate. What damage has he done? He's denied the 3rd from being taken. He hasn't killed anything. 4 queens are on the way. Dark's playing gasless. So he built this overlords pretty late, but it's not the end. I mean, it's pretty late, guys. He's floating 400 minerals. No 3rd hatchery. It's pretty sloppy. Ooh, Reaper's coming in. 8 more drones building. Dark should be saturating this natural pretty quickly, at least, by about 320 or so. Reaper's coming forward. No big kills so far. Just 2 Zerglings for 1 Reaper. 3rd command center is down. Barracks with a reactor at home. You are a little risky against counterattacks because you've only got 1 barracks building Marines. That's what I always feel nervous with this build. And he goes double eBay. Oh, the Overlord sees the 3rd command center and pulls back. If he saw the double engineering bay, I feel like Dark would immediately get a 2nd gas and go all in. Link speed's on the way. Roach Horn's building. He's making a Roach Horn. I think Dark's going all in. And against double eBay, I think that's a free win, right? Oh, drones go for the surround. Not quite able to get it, though. Is there a queen on the low ground? There isn't. Dude, these Reapers actually killed 4 drones. Make it 5. Make it 6. Not quite. Nice retreat, though. Maru makes up for a bad start. Now it's been spotted. Dark can no longer all in because he knows that, hey, my opponent knows it's coming. Should probably be ready for it. Most players would back out of it here. Why has he got a Roach Horn before third base, though? This is kind of bizarre. Dark's build order. Very interesting right now. I'm sure Maru also thinks this is very interesting, as in, what are you doing? Third base only now down at 420. I wish I had more to say than interesting, guys. It's confusing. It's such a weird build order from Dark, man. It's so confusing. Dark's just winging it. Yeah, there we go. There we go. I'm like, you've been floating minerals the whole early game. You got to do something with your money. So he's like, I'll build a fourth hatchery. Just chucks it down. I mean, yeah, I'm not sure. I think the Roach Horn, I think he was planning to do a Ravager Ling. It got scouted and he's like, can't do that now. Let's transition. Dark's ability to just be purely fluid. It's so hard. Once he gets in your head, it's very scary. Like once you're afraid of what Dark's going to do next, you just suffer. Did lose 6 drones this early game, was pretty rough. Lings should be able to get that Reaper though. Armory's on the way because he wants to go for a fast 2-2. So Maru's going to have the slickest 2-2 timing. I think he's going to start 2-2 before Dark starts 1-1. And that's an amazing thing. If you guys ever start 2-2 before your opponent starts 1-1 on the upgrades, it's such a ridiculous advantage that it just gets out of control so fast. And the work account for Dark is abysmal. It's 6 minutes. He's at 51 drones. He's got a Spore Crawl on the way. He's building gases, double lever. So he's going to try and play Mass Roach, but still not fully saturated on his third. Gases only now getting up. It's an awkward economic spot to be in as a Zerg player right here, and feels like Maru, even after the first Reaper died, just found the economic damage. Dark also just took such a long time to try and commit to a third base, so it looked like Dark was planning to maybe just go for like a 6 Roach Speedling counterattack with like only a single Ravager, and the idea being that because Maru was floating a Barracks home, you could do damage. I do wonder how Maru would have held that, assuming he had double engineering base, so he didn't really have the most flexible setup. 63 drones for Dark. I kind of want to see Infestation Pit for Dark, but he's very low on gas. I feel like if he gets out 3 Infestors and just goes Mass Roach Ravager, that's his best comeback composition. Oh, he's outnumbered. Uh-oh, Maru's got the numbers. He's got the 1-1. The 1-1 upgrades here are so big. The Marines just focus fire. He's like 8 Marines for, what was that, 8 Roaches, 7 Roaches. Very good trade. Same time, Reaper comes in and kills 3 drones. This Reaper has 6 drone kills, guys. Oh my god, who has 2 KD8 pistols and doesn't give a crap? Oh my god, and he goes back in! He's gonna grab another. If he gets another, that's like Tilt Town. That is Tilt Town. Dude, Maru is not ready to give up yet. This man is tooling Dark in game 5. That Reaper on 7 kills. Wow. 2-2, about halfway done for Terran. 5 barracks, tanks, medevacs, all pumping out. And I think it's going to be too juicy. With this opening, I don't think Maru can resist the urge to shove with 2-2. He's mixing in Marauders off 2 Tech Labs as well. 3 Reactors, 2 Tech Labs. Oh, he's going to go for a Doom Drop. He'll try the Mass Drop in the main, see if he can trade there. Combat Shields is very late because he was spending all of his gas on 2-2. 3 more barracks on the way. 8 racks, 3 base. Ooh, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Maru out with a vengeance. 76 workers for Dark. Dark's 1-1, finally about to finish. Oh my god, Dark just scouted the 8 racks. He knows what's happening. That's good. That's very good. That's the beginning. Here we go. Whole army moving south to try and defend. There's only 5 queens. Big drop's going to get in there. Oh no! 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 Carapace! Dark loses Carapace. Oh no! The upgrade advantage was going to be Savage. I don't know. Guys, what is the upgrade of Savage? Please, someone help me. Thesaurus.com. Get on it. Ultra Savage Wrecked. Oh my god. Brutal Savage Wrecked, I think is probably the saying we're looking for. These Marines, 2-2's kicked in. I mean, Maru is going to wipe the floor with Dark's army. He's got +1 Roaches. Only now restarting +1 Carapace. He's like, give me 2.5 minutes to get my +1 up, please. Uh-oh. Massive Marine tank army coming down. And he's trapped. He can't escape. He can't escape, guys. Look, there's Marines behind. There's no escape for those Roaches. Okay, he broke the rocks on the left. Good move for Dark. Here we go. He's going to come in. Roaches, Ravagers coming in from both sides. At least Dark is maxed out, but Maru's close enough, and his army is so much better quality. Each one of these Marines can take on 2 roaches on his own. I kid you not. The damage output is insane. Maru's army cleaving through Dark's army. The Ravagers try to flank, but they start to disappear very quickly. The Marine Marauder is making these Roaches and Ravagers disappear. I didn't realize we were watching a Terran Magic show right here. Every single one of them just bopping those Roaches on their heads and making them disappear. To be fair, Dark took a pretty damn impressive hold. He's very good at defending on this map. He biles down 2 medevacs as well. But 0-1 against 2-2, man. Or 1-0, I should say. Another medevac goes down to Biles. Maru getting a little sloppy with his medevac micro. You'd expect him to dodge the Biles with the medevacs. Ooh, another medevac goes down to the Queens. The Roach Ravager coming in. Dude, Dark is a miracle worker. The fact that he didn't just die to the first attack is insane. Not only did he not die, he pushed it back. And he's ahead enough in supply to not be in danger of dying for the next minute. What the? 3-3 is on the way, but he's got his 2-1 coming in. If he can immediately start +2 carapace, get some infestors, he might be able to survive. He's on 8 gas, so he can build infestors right now. He needs to build infestors. If he doesn't build infestors, he's screwed. He's making a Nidus. No, Dark. Come on, mate. You know you can't win with a Roach all in. I think he feels very behind. Feels like he has to go win with a Nidus. Okay, he's going to go Lurkers. That's better. I was like, Roach Ravager Nidus this late in the game is so bad, it is laughable. But he's actually just planning Swarm Host Nidus? Dark has done, he's crunched the numbers, guys. He says, chances of me winning this game are bleak. This is not a great position even after that hold. I have no creep spread. I have barely any queens. I'm stuck on Roach Ravager. There's only one way we do this. We need to meme. The man literally turns upside down, plugs his 69 IQ into his 420 APM, and says, let's go Nidus Swarm Host against Bio. This man is not just unpredictable. He's like a multiple choice quiz. But even if you guess the answers, you still get 0% correct because it's an invisible answer printed in micro font in the corner of the bloody page. Dark is going Nidus Swarm Host, the cheeky butthole. That's what this tactic's called. There are multiple videos on my channel of me going the cheeky butthole build. It's literally Nidus Swarm Host. He's got to use it though. Still no infestors at home. He's got it. Oh, did he bring them home? Oh, he's bringing them home because the army's hit. Locusts are kind of worthless against Marines, guys. They're kind of worthless versus Marines. The Marines will just gun them down. Unless you've got Fungal landing on top or Banelings connecting or something at the same time, the Locusts aren't going to be able to do it. They're trying to come in from the south. The Roach Ravager try to pile down the tanks. The Locusts actually getting some decent damage, but look how quick they disappear. Yeah. The Marines just smash through them. Nidus Swarm Host Roach Ravager. Dark is a memer. He's a believer. And I love it, man. He's just running backwards, throwing biles, trying desperately to survive. If he had some infestors out, maybe, but no. Swarm Host was just never the play here. I think if he went Infestor Roach Ravager, tried to improve his upgrades and tech up to Hive, he could have got back in this game because Maru's 4th was so late that there would have been a chance there. But he goes for the meme, and that's why we love Dark. He's highly unpredictable, highly hilarious to watch, and you can see just picking up, avoiding that. Tanks on that side. Hey, that Roach. Oh, how often do you see a single Roach kill 2 siege tanks, guys? Biles avoided. The bio drop gets in. Maru is not ready to go down without a fight. And, you know, from losing a Reaper to Zerglings to this is what I like to see from Maru. There's moments of shakiness in pretty much every Maru series, but then you just see him switch on God mode and go, I am the best. I am so very good. Dark has to tap out there. Unable to keep up with that one. Maru looking fantastic. Oh me, oh my. We're going to Amphion. Dude, I hope we see Mutiling Bane versus Bio. Come on. Game 6. Show us a classic combo. Maru in the top left side. Dark in the bottom left. Now, why is this map good for mutas? Look at the Terran main base, guys. You can literally fly along this edge all the way into the corner without even getting hit by Marines there. It's crazy. And look how much space there is there. I think here you can get hit on the edges, but only by a little bit. Massive space all the way behind the natural and the third base. So it's a beautiful map for Mutalisks in that regard. But getting to mutas is very hard, and Dark is, yeah, he's tried to do it a few times recently. It's hard to get up there. He often gets punished on the way and doesn't really get fully established on the Mutalisks. He had a good game versus Maru on Crimson Court with mutas, but that map's way worse for Mutalisks. It's almost a really bad map for Mutiling Bane, I would say, because it's very one-directional, whereas Ling Bane excels in multitasking, attacking multiple angles, and instead he just had to fight into Maru's pushes front on repeatedly. Now this barracks Gonna pop the Reaper out as close as possible. And Dark's going hatch gas pool. What the hell? Guys, that's a 1 minute 15? Almost 16, 1 minute 16 spawning pool against a guy who's not only on the map where the Reaper gets across the fastest, he's also built the forward Reaper. How are you going to not lose drones to this? If Dark doesn't lose a single drone, I will be amazed. I think he has to keep the drones in the main. I think he has to send a drone down to start a third. And he basically just needs to, like, build 6 lings, I guess. I think maybe 8 lings. I don't know. It's just an awkward opening on Amphion for Zerg at the start. I do think there's some big advantages for Zerg later on. The multiple paths, many routes across the map. Maru's also playing very safe. You know, being down 2 to 3. Remember, Dark only needs 1 game. Maru needs this and the next final map. Not sure which map both players vetoed, guys. I'm thinking maybe Dark got rid of, like, post-youth. No, probably Dynasty. He got rid of Dynasty, I would imagine. And then Maru maybe Maru got rid of post-youth. I don't know what the game 7 is, though. Here we go. Drone pulling back. We haven't seen Crimson Court, post-youth, or Dynasty. Those are the 3 maps we haven't seen so far. So one of those is waiting in game 7. Dude, Reaper doesn't go for the drones at all. I really think this is a big mistake on this map. I get denying the third base is good, but if you've got the forward Reaper, I've seen this happen a few times. I feel like, I guess the drones, only 1 came to the natural, so fair enough. Denying the third is a big nuisance. Third command center goes up on the high ground. There's only 1 Marine at home, though. Those lings are coming over, dude. 6 Zerglings coming in. Can we deal with it? Maru, he's got to be quick. Marine to the high ground. Orbital there. He's got to run these SCVs away. 1 SCV rallying to the dangerous spot. And he should be okay. Remember, no reactor. You're going to have to build those Hellions one at a time. That returning SCV does go down. Reaper starts to come home as well. So far, very nice opening for Dark. I really overestimated the power of that forward Reaper. I forgot that they usually want to use it to deny the third base. And that you just keep your workers in your main, transfer them a bit later, and you're A-okay. Dark looks so good on this map. He had some bangers on this. This was the only map he beat Maru in Dallas when they played in that semifinals. Reacted Factory, finally going to start pumping those Hellions. It's a single Reaper, Hellion, and Marine out for now. Dark, he's got 2 bases full of workers here. Little supply blocked on 44. 8 lava, 200 minerals in the bank. Bit of a painful one. Reaper hops up, Reaper hops down. Efficiency does not matter. Build orders are futile. Dark here, 3 of 2. 3 versus 2 in the score. The double engineering bay should be going down in the near future, but he was a little late on this second gas because he had to pull SCV. So I think Maru will take a third gas soon, or maybe just take the 3rd and 4th gas very quickly after the double eBay. Otherwise, he's going to struggle. No Banshees this time around, guys. Just 3 barracks and a factory. No starport whatsoever. It's an old school opening. It's a solid one. I like it. Mass Queen. No sign of a Roachhorn at 4:30. Guys, if we're ever going to see Mutiling Bane, this is it. He's going to start a lair now in the main base. Lair and extra gases. Come on. Mutalisks. Mutalisks. Show me the Mutalisks. Lair and a second gas. Could just be Banelings. He often just goes double Evo off this, but we may see Mutalisks. This is the right sort of setup for it. 6 queens only out right now. Only 6. That's very light on the queen count, guys. If Maru was hitting some sort of like Hellbat Marine timing attack, 6 queens is super dangerous. Dark is gambling. Dark's going double Evo chamber off 6 queens, and he's going to play Roaches. Okay, he is going to play Roaches. It's just a slightly delayed Roach Horn, that's all. Very delayed Roach Horn, because he opened Link Speed, I guess. It's going to work out. And it's a 3cc build. He knows it's a 3cc build, so it's fair enough. This all makes sense, what Dark's doing. Maru, he goes for 5 barracks, 1-1 upgrades for him as well. Depot's going down, 3rd command center floats out to that right side as well. Now, going to go for a creep tumor in the main. That's a good call for Dark. He's got creep spreading across the minerals. He's got a few active tumors out front. He does really need to push a tumor up this left path, but I also love that he's paying attention to the back one. A lot of people forget about that back alleyway, and they end up taking this base and not having it connected. 1-1 upgrades not too far behind Maru for Dark, which is good. That's good for him in this scenario. He's up 20 workers. Has Maru been hitting his SCV production? Or is Dark just being exceptionally greedy? I think Dark's just been very successful in his early game greed. Took no damage. Distracted Maru with the 6 Zerglings. Kind of slowed his build down. Maru's going all in! Maru's going all in! Maru is not building add-ons on his 4th and 5th barracks. It's a classic timing. It's the build, guys. This is the build. He's done this. He's beaten Dark with this before. In the last GSL finals they played, I think a year ago, he did this on Ancient Cistern. He cut SCV production to non-stop build units, didn't build add-ons here. This is a vicious timing. I'm pretty sure he beat Dark with this recently in Dallas as well. This is huge. This is massive. Marines coming forward. Now, this is obviously not the real push. The real push is behind this, guys. Notice he's still not building SCVs. It's just Marines, tanks, medevacs. Problem for him, Dark's going all in as well. And Dark is so far ahead on the workers that Dark just should have enough stuff to defend. Now, the advantage for Maru is because he's making so much army, he should have enough to defend, but he needs to realize there's no drones on the 4th and cancel the attack and defend. Maru sometimes moves into roaches, and if he moves out, he's dead. Also, Nidus Worm. He has no vision on the left. Dark's going to do Nidus Worm to reinforce. Oh my gosh, he's got a Nidus Worm. He's going to do the Rogue Roach Ravager all in. This beat Clem, remember? I'm pretty sure this took a map off Clem at Dallas as well. This is a very, very good all-in, especially when you've had a good start, which he apparently has, because he has just got crazy numbers right now. He's going to attack right now. That's good for Maru. It's good. He can cancel the depot on the low ground, defend the high ground. Don't go out there. Don't go out there! Maru attacking into the Roach Ravager like a mad lad. Does he have the numbers to hang on? Maybe. Dark's pulling back for now, though, because he's like, wait a second, I got a Nidus in your main, dude. The Nidus Screech comes out. The Roaches diving into the main base with the Queens. They're going to plop creep down there as well. The Roach Ravager on the front, making him overstim. Maru needs to give up his 3rd and get back to the main right now. He needs to pull away from that 3rd, but he's splitting his army. You can never split your army against this. That's the mistake. Okay, Biles come down. Not enough to kill the tank, though. Maru doing an amazing job spreading. Dude, Maru is holding in the main. He does lose 1 tank at the 3rd, but that tank, repair. As long as he repairs that, he defends the main base. He's going to defend the main. But, oh, another tank gets biled at the front. 3 biles do take it out. The Marine's starting to go down there. Maru needs to reconsolidate. He's got to stop trying to defend the 3rd. He's got to pull back to 2 base right now. The Marines and the tanks trying to move forward in the main. The Roaches are reinforcing out there. The Transfusers are good. The Creep Tomb is giving a massive speed advantage to Dark's units. The Roaches and Ravagers getting vomited out of that Nidus Worm at a rapid rate, and Maru cannot hold on. Dark hitting a vicious 1-1 Roach Ravager Nidus all in so hard and fast that Maru, even though he was literally not even building add-ons on his 4th and 5th barracks, was planning his own all-in, simply cannot defend. GG, well played. Dark with a absolutely shocking 4-2 domination. That is not something we expect. We know that Dark's done this versus Maru in the past, but the last 2 or 3, maybe 4 or 5 LAN tournaments they played in, it's been all Maru, right? There's been a few online tournaments where Dark manages to barely beat him, but then they go to LAN and Maru's just on another level. But this time around, Dark showed up. I loved the game 1 that he opened up with. Did Maru play a little sloppy, especially on Golden Ore? Yes. I think he'll be upset about that. This game, though, I think he played okay. We just have to look. Why is he so far behind in this game? I mean, why is Dark so far ahead? Because it felt like Dark just had like the smoothest, greediest. I mean, he was greedy, right? He went 6 queens into double Evo off 6 Zerglings. So just 6 Zerglings and 6 queens. Basically, Dark said, I'm up a game. Let's be super greedy. That's part of why his build order exploded so quickly. But let's also look at that early Reaper, because I really do feel like, why doesn't the Reaper just go in for the drones? In my opinion, it should go after the Lings and the drones. Let him take the 3rd base. I don't think it's that big of a deal. We'll see what happens, though. So notice, Reaper comes out. If he goes in, there's a drone there. The Lings aren't even out. He could already have jumped up this ledge, been in there forcing Spore Tricks, going into the main, picking off drones there as well. I do think it's worth it, going into the main. I could be wrong on that, but especially because those Lings come out, I think it's super worth. Yeah, I could be wrong on this. And if you really want to do both, why not just build a depot or an engineering bay to block the 3rd, guys? I know that's going to slow down your 3rd command center, but if you really want it, why not get both? I wonder. Historically, it's not worth it to eBay block the 3rd, but on this map, you don't really have another 3rd base option. On these maps, I feel like this map, Ghost River, the maps where you don't have another 3rd, these other 3rd bases suck. This one, you got to mine the minerals to get to. The other ones are way more exposed. I think that's actually super worth. So, because you can see here, Maru, he takes, what, 1 SCV loss. You think, oh, it's not too bad. But it's a mixture of Maru loses an SCV, and then maybe he misses some SCV production after that or something. I don't know. Let's keep an eye on the SCVs. Let's check. I'm just so puzzled. Yeah, he's missing only a few seconds of SCV production. Yeah, Dark's just super greedy. Well done. Like, Dark, even though he hits a supply block this game or two, they're smallish ones. And then he just drones up, gets way ahead. Gets that third base nicely saturated real early. Queen's out front. Kind of, he does see, he doesn't just see the third command center, he sees the 3 barracks, so he knows there's no starport. So it's like so basically, because his Overlord sees everything, he's like, I don't need spores. I don't need Overseer. I don't need more than 6 queens. I don't need more Zerglings because I saw the factory, right? He saw the factory swap off the reactor as well. So he's just like, oh, okay. I don't need any more defense. That Overlord sees everything. So maybe Terran should build their production over here, guys, on this map. I mean, an Overlord could come around the right side. Depending on where the Overlord is, maybe in the natural. And then clear this Overlord up. I don't know. There's like, it's almost better to have your production on your natural wall and like try to deny Lings running up. But this map, yeah, there's a lot of scouting. That Overlord saw everything. Dude, the fact that it's 6 minutes, he's already massing roaches with 1-1 almost finished in roach speed of 67 drones. Like, I kind of felt my heart sink for Maru's timing because it's like, well, this is never going to work. Like, Maru saw the roaches and he immediately built 2 tech labs. He's like, oh, I literally can't attack. I got to defend. Shit. Damn. And the timing on this Nidus is amazing. Gnome, thank you so much for the subs, Gnome. So yeah, and the actual, let's benchmark this attack, guys. I want to benchmark this attack really quickly. Gnome, thank you so much. So check this out. So the double drops out of position, which hurts. It's 720. At 720, Dark is at 160 supply, 1-1 in roach speed finished. That's 26 roaches, 6 ravages, and a Nidus going up in your backdoor. Is it that much on the front? No, it's just what, 5, 6 ravages, and like 15 roaches on the front, which isn't that many. But having the upgrades all finished, being on top of him, and a Nidus popping at this time, this is insane. Dark got away with murder this early game. Absolute murder. And I think this is maybe why Maru likes to open 2-Rax Reaper or something with more pressure to make sure Dark doesn't do this. Because this is the best way Dark plays a macro game. It is with some greed early on. And Maru, if he pulled up and defended just as naturally, he might have been okay. But I think he felt like, look, if I give up the 3rd base, you're on 3 base with a 4th you could be droning. And I lose the longer game. So I have to try to defend my 3rd. He didn't know about the Nidus Worm commitment. And of course, it's very hard to reposition once you're being sieged on both sides by Roach Ravager. Beautiful play by both sides. At the end of the day, that site Delta Golden Aura game is going to haunt Maru. Because that was a very sloppy game from Maru. That was a very, very sloppy game. Other than that, I felt like there was good back and forth and both players kind of outplaying each other and tricking each other. Game 1 from Dark was utter genius and really set the pace for this whole series. I think that disrupted Maru's macro a bit. I think Site Delta also is going to haunt Maru a bit. 9 medevacs on the map. And Dark just shoves his whole army in. Ultimate punish. Really good move by Dark to recognize that Maru was just way overcommitted to the map. So really good pattern recognition from Dark, man. Well played. Amazing comebacks throughout this series and just a very, very good grand finals. Maru goes down. Dark is the GSL champ.